black hole, cold, lost and upside down. Faces swirling past me, all my memories rolling vastly, cold, lost beneath the ground. All done by my own hand, I allow my feelings to become sand. Oh, if you're gonna cut me down, better do it quickly now. You can cut me down, but I won't stay for long. I'll grow back again. Oh yeah, my roots are strong. This is not forever. Folks changing like the weather. Cold, weird, and all around. Toxic people being severed, like leaves falling in September. Cold, weird, and on the ground. You can cut me down, but I won't stay for long. I'll grow back again. Oh yeah, my roots are strong.
Attention, girl, I know you, but you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like Kung Fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my just want it.
Can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself, can't get to myself.
from beneath the sand. Place to take me across seems so far away. Across this universe she lives another day. I know the reason she stays. I know the reason she's so far away. I know the reason she stays. I know the reason she's so far away.
till you discover it is within each other to forgive and make amends. If I had known then what I know now, I wouldn't have said what I said. I took the long road, thought I'd be better on my own. Sometimes what's right is wrong instead. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you are the one. And I can't wait to see you again. Oh, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait. 'Cause I was too young, and I didn't understand that you were the one. And I can't wait to see you forget this day.
I am you.
5 seconds remaining. Dire. Re 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team's turn to pick. Radiant team's turn to pick.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Guys, and welcome
Radiant
back.
team's
We
turn
got
to
more
pick.
PGL Open, but this is the closed part.
Dire
As
team's
we
turn
got
to
Team
pick.
Empire going up against Team Virtus Pro, pretty much as CIS can get. This one should be good. Best of
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
That's not important right now. That's irrelevant. We don't care about those teams. Those teams suck. These teams, Empire and Virtus Pro, this is where we're at right now. So we have ourselves pretty much a pure CIS rumble. I'm Mike Loris, going to be your caster for these games. Hopefully they're going to be pretty good ones. That's all I can hope right now. We got a lot of support hate coming out of the first phase of banning. Can open things up to, well, pretty much anything you want. You want that Necrophos? Go ahead and pick up the Necrophos. The EA
Radiant
was already
team's turn to
banned out,
ban.
so the path is at least as clear as it can possibly get. And God, oh, my computer is messing up.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I may have fixed it for the first time ever. Hot damn. Okay, guys. Got Necrophos as well as the Spirit Breaker for Team Empire. A very aggressive start coming out from them. Love me some Spirit Breaker first pick. I think this is probably one of the better ways to open up your draft. Lets you be very aggressive. Keeps you open to the Darkseer. Dual lane with the Ion Shells.
Dire team
Incredibly
ban.
potent. It is rather blatant though. Like, as Virtus Pro, Nature's Prophet doesn't really want to be seeing that, and that is pretty much the drawback.
Radiant
of
team
Nature's Prophet
ban.
first is that you tend to be facing up against more Spirit Breakers, more Bat Riders, and more Svens, and you're going to have, at least in general, a little bit of a tougher time. So it's up to Virtus Pro to kind of be more aggressive and kind of smooth that out themselves. With the Nyx Assassin, that is a pretty good
10
way of
seconds
starting.
remaining.
You know, not really like aggressive in the lanes necessarily, though we have seen
5 seconds
pick up
remaining.
Assassin with heroes like Rubik and try to get those the double stun combos going, and on heroes like a Necrophos, double stun with mana burn up against Necrophos. Oh man, that does a lot of damage, so you definitely have some power there. But it is going to be more so in the kind of map control aspect where VP are going to look to try to make their bread. Nick Assassin, of course, with the Scouting Vendetta, got Nature's Prophet with the ability to teleport in as well. Nick Assassin as well, just a very nice hero to have versus Spirit Breaker, since it's very easy to cancel a Spirit Breaker charge. Well, maybe not very easy, but it's one of the easier heroes to cancel a charge with. Let's just leave it at that.
Dire Team's turn to ban.
Global scale VP want to take. Again, this is usually in the context of trying to buy space for a certain hero. An anti-mage type hero.
Radiant Team's turn to pick.
Options as to what they want to actually carry with. Looking for perhaps a hero that would be more happy to pick up. With this from Virtus Pro, if they want to play really aggressively,
10 seconds
they can
remaining.
go for like a Luna or a Lycan type hero. Try to bring down those
5
towers
seconds
really quickly,
remaining.
and with Nature's Prophet, you could definitely do that. Venomancer also still in the pool, and would also be a reasonable pick here for both sides. That Sven I mentioned is going to be banned out. One of the go-to heroes, position 1 heroes for a counter Nature's Prophet. Once you get that Blink Dagger, you already have the cleave by that point for sure. His Treants push not very quickly up against the Sven, so it is going to be a pretty easy task for
Dire Team's turn to pick.
Jakiro pick for Team Empire. Pretty interesting. I'm not huge on Jakiro in general. I feel like you definitely do want to have some way of setting him up. The counter push versus Nature's Prophet, again, this is really valuable.
10 seconds
They're
remaining.
looking for that babysitting type hero.
5 seconds
Hero's
remaining.
a solid one at poking. But what are the other options, right? Like, we see Shadow Shaman with Spirit Breaker sometimes, but Shadow Shaman is really clunky against Nyx Assassin as well as Nature's Prophet. You really don't want to have...
Radiant Team's turn to pick.
Oracle.
If you have to make a pick this blindly in the
10
draft.
seconds
Virtus
remaining.
Pro, though, going to grab an Oracle. And this is a hero that's
5 seconds remaining.
kind of 50-50. Again, much like the Jakiro, not really huge on the Oracle, but at least the Oracle has certain tells, right? You know when you should be picking up an Oracle. If you're up against Necrophos, if you're up against a Bat Rider, you should consider picking up an Oracle. Empire's still looking for their offlane, and as I said before, Darkseer is a possibility with this Jakiro pick for the Ice Path, the Vacuum, Macropyre, Pain setup. Very, very powerful for sure, so we'll see if they want to do that. Really doesn't seem like, aside from that Nyx
Dire
Assassin,
Team's
that's
turn
going
to
to be
pick.
too problematic.
Axe.
Or an Axe, okay. Well, I mean, going back to this Oracle, like, you do ideally want to try to help your allies up against that Necrophos. That Scythe is magic. That makes you completely immune to magic, or your allies completely immune to magic. Seems like a pretty good combo to me. False
10
Promise
seconds
is
remaining.
going to be somewhat answered by this Empire pick of the Axe.
5 seconds remaining.
Looking for a very aggressive lane in that bottom lane. Definitely a run at you type style, Axe and Spirit Breaker. That's pretty much what they do, man. That is pretty much what they do. Only an Oracle to hold them back might be a little bit tough. I'm assuming Nyx Assassin is going to be the secondary support hero here as well. If they do charge in, yeah, there's a little bit of AoE with Fortune's End, Impale as well. Not too unreasonable. Right now, though, VP, they will... that bottom lane. Be a little bit difficult. You maybe outrange them. You could try to just Juggernaut and fight them. That doesn't really seem that strong against Axe, though. You can go for an Ursa and just outmatch them. You can go for a Venomancer
Radiant
as well.
Team's turn to
still in the
ban.
pool. trying to burn them down slowly but surely, or you could say, yeah, we're just going to ignore that for right now. We're going to go ahead and go for a puck. Another hero that is, you know, pretty high value. Going to be left in the... Going to give Virtus Pro even more initiation. Nick Assassin scouting, again, setting up for Nature's Prophet, but now
10
also
seconds
the puck.
remaining.
You're going up against Axe and Spirit Breaker Coil, pretty strong, so...
5 seconds
is,
remaining.
You know, a reasonable pick here for Virtus Pro. It's not really
Dire
super
team
daring
ban.
or anything like that. It's just a solid hero for the VP side to have. Starting the fights is a large-scale fight. Certainly is very different than starting engagements with Nick's Assassin and with Nature's Prophet teleporting in and stuff like that. You use that to pick off some random
10
shots
seconds
jungling,
remaining.
but you sometimes need to start a bigger fight, and Puck is certainly a hero that can do
5
that.
seconds
whereas
left.
Assassin,
Don't freeze
unless
up.
you have like the sickest impale and a blink dagger, you're probably not going to be doing that very often. Scar is banned out.
Dire team's turn to pick.
Combo. Virtus Pro ban. I wonder if there's any chance they go for a Drow here. Like, it's really tough playing Drow up against Spirit Breaker, but Gust is pretty good. They have a lot of ranged heroes already, and they have a
10
save
seconds
hero.
remaining.
Like, that's pretty much all the checkboxes, right? Like, you're going up against an
5
Axe Spirit
seconds
Breaker,
remaining.
right? So you may be able to outrange them in the lane. With an Oracle there, you can disarm. It seems like it's a possibility. They really are not interested in playing this game, and they just want to go into game 2 as fast as possible. Drow's probably the hero to do it, honestly. Might perhaps be a little bit fragile, considering how Empire do have that Necrophos. Like, you may have
Radiant
that save
team's turn
ability,
to
but you
pick.
can't depend on that all the time. Just gonna be that Troll Warlord. The Troll Warlord is, you know, perhaps not as direct as the Drow as far as the strategy is concerned, though they do accomplish fairly similar things. Like, what does Drow do? She gives an edge to all your lanes. She ends up not really
10
crushing
seconds
the
remaining.
lane, but it is certainly very powerful up against most lanes.
5 seconds remaining.
Troll Warlord is going to be, again, a lane that
Templar
Empire
Choose your
can
hero.
run at. And though he may be able to withstand it somewhat with the Whirling Axes, that evasion, or I guess evasion, mischance, whatever you want, mischance, evasion, it's the same thing. Up against those two heroes, it is a possibility, but Ghost Stick picking up the axe now, and again, not much in the way of really high magic damage kill power, or even high physical damage kill power with this last Troll Warlord pick. Means the axe should be mostly fine. And of course, for the last pick, Empire, they're going to pick up the probably easiest counter pick to make against up against the mid lane.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right. So yeah, they have a good matchup in the mid lane. Chappie should be taking towards safe for the Empire side, and we'll see what Virtus Pro can actually do with this Nature's Prophet. I don't have super high expectations for an Oracle and Assassin combo. It is possible that they set up on a hero like Templar Assassin, but your sequencing of spells is so difficult there, because VP, the way they gank is by you know, damaging in chunks. There is really no damage over time here. Just want to count Treants, and I'm not going to count Treants because that doesn't seem like a solid damage over time tool up against a TA. So if they are going to look to gank that TA, it will require her to be constantly pushing up the wave, for no one to be, you know, doing some chip damage beforehand or something along those lines. Let's
Prepare for battle.
Empire going to be on the Radiant side. Got Miposhka playing the Spirit Breaker. Venom first, as per usual. Got Ghost Stick on the Axe top lane. So we've got that, get that poor man shield. Bang score supporting as that Jakiro. Where's everyone else? Got FN here as Templar Assassin, and it looks like Chappie's a little bit faster out of the gate than I expected. I mean, this guy's old. He is smoked though, so 327 move speed, not bad. He got really far out of the fountain really quickly. Yeah, on that Necrophos, Solo is going to be handling the Oracle. We'll see if he can keep himself safe. Again, up against that Necrophos, it is important that Oracle stays as far in the back as possible. Up against a Blink Axe, a Blink TA, a Spear Break charge, it's not easy. And actually, Asha who's going to be handling the puck as no one takes over the Nature's Prophet. Did they swap there, or was I just assuming the wrong way? I don't know. Ramses, either way, is going to take that Troll Warlord. We got Lil playing the Nyx Assassin, so it looks like Nature's Prophet, unless they... Well, this is definitely not a mid lane build coming out from the puck, so yeah, it's going to be a mid-Nature's Prophet up against that TA, and the puck is going to take to the offlane. Now, the puck going towards the offlane is something that's pretty much a standard solution nowadays. Like, we see very frequently this hero make that rotation, or even teams just straight pick that hero.
30 seconds to battle.
Hero's vision is based on movement, or straight up teams pick the puck with the express intention of sending the puck towards that offlane. It's a very powerful hero up against certain matchups where the enemies don't have many stuns that are fast to cast, such as a Shadow Shaman. Like, if you're up against Shadow Shaman, you're not going to be super happy. Or the core in the lane doesn't really have all that much chance either. The core in the lane is an extra
This ain't no snowball
stun
fight.
at 6, and that's not really a stun to start a fight. Like, the Iron is going to be secured. A little bit of a skirmish in the jungle. Damage traded, I think, in favor of Empire, but not by a huge amount. Poshka does have another charge soon. He is going to land an Orb of Venom hit, but it's a little bit too late. In the meantime, though, we were watching Solo, looking for this poor little red panda. No, not like this.
Courier just got killed.
Courier down is going to reveal the fact that there is some really deep vision behind this tier 1 tower. But FN is going to be going up against this No One Nature's Prophet. I actually don't know if I've seen No One's Prophet before. I guess this is going to give them that damage over time tool in the mid lane, right? Treants is a damage over time tool versus TA. It kind of works like that, only sort of. But with those Treants, you should be able to manage that TA's offensive power. When Poshka and Solo are going to start duking it out, this is not a fight Solo is ever going to win. He'd probably just start running right now, and he will do just that. But again, this is a good adaptation to kind of get over the fact that TA is probably one of Puck's worst matchups, if not Puck's worst matchup. Let's throw a different matchup at her, and I would say this is actually a pretty good one. Templar Assassin is very low range, at least to start things off, and as much damage as she does, will compete up against a lot of extra damage, as well as the fact that she can't rely on that refraction defensively really at all, as long as no one keeps up his mana pool. Going for a 2 null talisman build, the fact that Nature's Prophet typically does have just a lot of intelligence, as long as he doesn't end up wasting these Treants, like throwing them into side plays, something like that, then you know, he should be fine. Although, as I'm staring at him, he's missing... Did he miss, like, every single CS so far? He got 1. Maybe I should look at a different lane so we can start getting some last hits. Looks like he got all the ones before I started looking, so we'll just leave him alone right now. We're gonna leave Ramses to his own devices up towards top lane, and Solo is kind of chilling over in mid. He's in a little bit into that Nature's Prophet. Ramses up against Ghost Stick is going to be in this situation pretty much the entire time. There's no way for a Troll Warlord to get actually doing this, at least not by himself. And again, with an Oracle and Nyx Assassin, I'm not sure if they can really do anything to help stop this. Now, the great thing about this for the Troll Warlord is that you have a lot of armor, assuming you're in melee form. You have that 4-man shield as well, and you're sometimes ranged, so you can poke at Ghost Stick, but you have to be very careful because even though you can't poke at him, Ghost Stick with that Battle Hunger movement speed, with the fact that he has boots, might just be able to run you down. If you get caught with the call, you're in for a bad time. Yeah, Solo's going in deep here from Aposhka. He's doing a lot of damage here as well. Ends up dropping him to 90. I mean, he's right next to his base. Oh, what is a Thunderhide doing here? What? Why? There's no reason why. Is that an Ancient pull? Oh my god, he pulled the Radiant creeps to the Ancient camp. Well, FN's gonna be forced to go under his tower for that. So I guess that's kind of cool. That's a full creep wave though that no one's never gonna see again, and that's really bad. No one actually does already have a little bit of experience lead up against TA since he got the earlier creep wave. That he should be able to bounce it off with these 2 range creeps here. But I feel like that's probably not a play that you are happy to make, and that kind of just happened. It kind of just happened, yeah. Ghost Stick is rather untouchable on that top lane. What's going on over in this bottom lane? It's expected to be one of the quieter lanes. Assassin can't really do too much here
Dire's
offensively.
top tower is under
you're probably
attack.
not going to get any kills here at the Empire side. And as the VP side, rather. For Empire, they are a little bit low on mana here for Chappie. Contested CS is definitely a possibility. The Puck has a lot of base damage a really good projectile. The more you can do that versus the Necrophos, the more mana burns you could drop on him, and you see mana burns already up on the Assassin. Better off you're going to be up against that hero. Keep him low on mana, and that means you keep your lane nice and secure, nice and safe for that puck. Again, there's really not that much gain here as far as killing off a puck for the Empire side. So the fact that they are even down below the threshold you need to cast a Death Pulse, yeah, you're going to be in for a pretty good lane as the is still somewhat around the area. Puck doing what he can to try to get this pull off, Bank Score doing what he can to counter here. Fortunately, you'll need like 20 dual breaths to kill this wave off. It's never gonna happen, man. It's just never gonna happen. Pasha, like, it's already a really tough lane. The fact that they'll actually move down towards mid. Treant's doing a lot of damage here. FN just can't walk through them. Is gonna go down to right clicks. That's a lot of damage. That is not a double null talisman build either, even though he had it quick bought, or in his quick buy. Bracer and null, but either way, still a lot of right click damage coming out of this hero. 82 at level 5 is really, really high. Now, of course, that is going to mix in the fact that there is some intelligence being thrown around in here with this build, but man, for just a right clicker, Nature's Prophet is not the worst one in the world. The only problem is that he usually suffers from a lack of control. And you know what? Control is what you get when you have an assassin rotating with that Sprout. Looking to make a response here onto no one. Greater Bash gonna push him further back. There is a Sprout here, but he gets back one more time. Treant Micro blocking off Ghost Stick. And now it's Little rotating in. He's gonna turn around for the Spirit Breaker. Ghost Stick's gonna drive no one away, but everyone else in support is gonna go ahead and kill off that Spirit Breaker. Ghost Stick doesn't get any spins, gets one spin. Never lucky. He's gonna have to fall back. I like that play, I like that attempt, but VP right off the bat, ready to respond to that, and Nick Assassin did not leave no one with those phase boots. Hard to catch up to, and now Ghost Stick is standing still. I mean, yeah, you stand still when you're waiting for the rune, but he's gonna take quite a bit of damage here. No one does not have another Sprout with right clicks and the Purifying Flames of Solo. Gets another kill in this mid lane. Now, I expected this lane would be a lane where he would be getting CS, keeping at the TA, maybe a rotation here and there. Nature's Prophet in the mid lane really isn't supposed to be dumpstering mid. He's really not CS-wise. It's still fairly close to Nye's in favor of no one, but having lost that creep wave, yeah, should balance out more or less. Still, he's got phase boots. He is going to have some more items? No, if that courier just diverted hard. What is he going to get? He has 800 golds. He has nothing in the pipeline right now. But he does have a teleport, he does have a Sprout, and they do have a target, maybe. And score and Chappie. Style Wrath of Nature. His castle bounces through, and they burn him down. Also Solo arriving. They root up Chappie in the Sprout. There is a
double kill.
I forgot about that, guys. I mean, the big counter for the big reason, the big game for the Oracle versus that Necrophos is the fact that you can Fate's Edict. But you can also purge off that Ghost Shroud. It's not the cleanest example of a good counter, but it does work at the end of the day, and I think they probably could have gotten the kill anyway. They had so many heroes rotating in, but hey, whatever works. 5-0 for VP. And usually when you have a strat like this, when you have heroes moving all around, your safe lane tends to suffer. Not quite the case. Ramses has handled this lane mighty well. In fact, he's gotten, I think, every single CS. I don't think the Axe has missed any because he's been like creep cutting the entire time. And they have the same amount of CS, so I would expect them to be, you know, very close to the same amount of percentage of creeps killed. This could be bad though. VP may be feeling themselves a little bit too much. Because, yeah, Templar Assassin, thank you, mate. Templar Assassin is a hero you do want to kill. You do want to commit heroes to that. They do not have a teleport from Nature's Prophet just yet, plus there's a Spirit Breaker coming in from behind. Now, the VP side do see this. So Solo is going to hide and TP out. Vision, man, that's the second time that Solo got paid off big by an Observe reward. That first time being a courier kill. Lil can still stick around here. Or maybe he wants that camp to stack, and maybe VP are going to look to jack him from FN. He's going to chill right now and also steal quite a bit of experience here. Big split 3 ways. Spirit Breaker, though, man, he's only level 2. He's not level 3 yet. We'll grab that level 3 finally. But FN is certainly vulnerable here because there's a TP. VP.
Radiant's top
No one's
tower
going
is
to
under
arrive.
attack.
Has a double damage rune. Solo walking in as well, and suddenly, surprise! There's treants coming out of nowhere. Immediately 2 TPs come up, and Tails use. They can't use it. Oh, they use the fortune then to stop the Spearbreaker instead. That's just as good. Solo may be taking a lot of damage here, though. It does block the entirety of the dual breath. With the Edict, he's going to burn down the Jakiro. Still takes spins. The dunk is going to miss because of the Purifying Flame Seal. Still goes down with the King's Ghost Stick. Pretty nice kill. Double damage and no one working out. The coil does come in. They orb through onto the Spearbreaker. No one's going to escape Chappie. Oh no, the damage is not enough. He thinks it might have been enough, and he stopped moving. He could have maybe survived there, although Heartstopper, or I'm not sure. Either way, Miposhka, stuck with the birds, is going to go down as TA is finally back. But I don't think she can catch up to anyone here. They're all just a little bit too far ahead of her. They didn't start too much. And they're going to get away, only losing Nature's Prophet as well as that Oracle. Rather expendable hero, that Oracle. Nature's Prophet going down to the Necrophos is bad for sure, but he wasn't psyched. He wasn't psyched to get the additional respawn time. And still VP end up crashing that Templar Assassin really, really hard. TA is a hero that can recover from a bad start, but the start is getting worse and worse as she's just not finding a lot of farm. Now, I expected this strat to be coming up, this Assassin invisible scouting for Nature's Prophet strat, to come up at like 20 minutes or something like that. The fact that they're doing it before 10 minutes is a little bit ridiculous. You don't expect that. You don't expect these movements to be that aggressive. Like, if you're an Axe over here, or like, you know, creep cutting, then yeah, you assume an Oracle's going to come from here, and a Prop's going to come from here, and then you're going to be a little bit unhappy. But here, like, a fight isn't supposed to start here at this time, but VP know exactly what to do to handle this TA. Gotta manage the amount of stacks you can get. They're going to set up for VP and score. He does have terrain drop, he does have a TP, but does he have enough health to escape? Oh, he will die to the coil. TPing out of the coil does snap it, guys. And no one arriving again, setting up for
not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower.
That's pretty ridiculous, man. That is insane. I like this build as well. Phase boots is pretty standard stuff here, but going for the drums as well. Let's be as aggressive as possible. I'm looking for FM one more time. They're going to burst through a shield, but the fraction does go up once again. Going to meld, and it looks like they forgot their vision. That's fine though. Sometimes you just gotta fire a warning shot, let her know who's the boss. You take down the tower anyway. Looks like that was a mirror tower exchange. Chappie is going on top right now.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Now Ramsey does have a lot of attack speed, and he also has that got for maxed out fervor. That's something you don't really see all that often. This is definitely a min-max build coming out from the Troll Warlord. Now, ordinarily, in a lane that's not him versus Axe alone in a vacuum on the top lane, you'll be going for the Whirling Axes, right? You need that control to kill off the enemy off lane with your 2 buddy support heroes who are chilling with you. That is not the case in this game, so he adapted hard. He's going to be doing a lot less damage initially, but if a fight does happen where he is able to, much like the down periphery and right click in, Fervor is definitely easy to underestimate, and for Empire they might not expect this. I'm not really sure how you play around that necessarily. I guess just keep getting the Troll Warlord to switch targets. I don't know how you would do that, but if they can, then yeah, they could play around this build. But Troll Warlord going for a massive right click, and Lil is going to say hello. Walk away. Now this build's not really going to be great in those scenarios most of the time because it's really hard to stay on the edge of the fight as a Troll Warlord. But you know what? Really good at killing off these objectives and farming as well. Ramsey's been farming pretty much exclusively this game. But I think with just a TP into Roche, maxed out Fervor, Battle Trance, Mask of Madness, and just for the lifesteal, should be enough to get them a kill on that one. Now they're going to go for the next puck over to the bottom lane. They're just going to get Roche out first off. The Scythe on Ramsey does absolutely nothing as Chappie gets a little bit too overexcited there. The backup is coming in. Blink Call is off the mark. Ramsey's still going to get targeted. False Promise comes out. The dunk will seal the deal. Figure didn't pick up Axe, but it's going to cost them a lot. They lose bank score. Dragon comes in to do a useless Magnifier in the back line, and they'll also lose the post because the communication is coming from Ghost Stick. And the big call, but not getting quite enough spin. Finally, TA, the right click, will set up for another Culling Blade. As now, VP have lost most of their damage dealers. are going to repeat this fight pretty clean. No, another call from Ghost Stick. He's going to get a third dunk in this fight as Empire strike back really, really hard. Damn it, I always say that accidentally. Empire get a really good fight because Ghost Stick, surprise, surprise, has himself a Blink Dagger. You are not going to expect that as the VP side, but now of course they will. So certainly possible to play around that. They do take down the Necrophos pretty timely. But right now, that axe is going to be an absolute monster. Again, the burst damage from VP is not all that high. They have been doing a pretty good job, but most of the damage in these fights have been just with phase boot heroes right-clicking. Purifying Flame is great, but up against a hero as tanky as Axe, Purifying Flames is not a dependable damage source. You don't really want to risk that heal, so you know there's really strike and a charge, constantly bumping the Assassin back. So he's gonna try to make a run towards Roche. Nope, he's going sight. Okay, he's not going anywhere. He's pretty dead. Assassin down as Empire are gonna get themselves quite a bit of gas off those engagements. I don't think are going to be changing their playstyle anytime soon. Still have this objective killing power of the Warlord. Still have clearly the assassination power to pick off those vulnerable heroes. They just have to watch their positioning a little bit more. Empire were already heading towards that bottom lane by the time the fight broke out. Spearbreaker can arrive to these fights very, very quickly. He's got that charge. VP have got to be careful of going in. Gotta be make sure that they get in, get out. Really
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Blink Dagger is coming up though. Puck already has. I always want to say his. We'll say Pasha has his, right? There you go. For these opportunities, at least with the axe, FN not quite super eager to go in just yet. At least not as the first hero. Can't make any of those assassination plays as of right now. Gotta wait for Ghost Stick to start things off. He has a Desolator first, so he has all the damage for the team. Set up first. Smoke has been held for a very long time. They're gonna jump in towards the puck. Immediately false promise is gonna get the puck out of there. Call is gonna persist, but no more damage taken. Just back up. Puck. Smoke was 5 heroes on this mid lane for as many minutes, and it ultimately was just a waste of time. No one's gonna bump this bottom lane back even further towards Radiant. He is not even being charged. Ghost Stick though, pretty quick. Has a Blink Dagger. He's gonna land with the full creep wave as well. Oh my god, this is gonna be an easy solo kill. No one gets silenced, but still to run him down. Is Haystern good, guys? I think Haystern might be above average. The VP side immediately rotated in with everyone. But you caught the Nature's Prophet there, and you are gonna have that Blade Mail. Nature's Prophet does so much damage that Blade Mail is gonna wreck him. Easy kill for the axe. VP, knowing that Nature's Prophet is up and active in the fight for 15 seconds. Scouting out in the front, Lil. The rest of the heroes for VP, though they did teleport down to the bottom lane, so far not spotted. Although with the lack of heroes up on top, Empire can assume that maybe something's going off here. Oh, there is a ward here, and they do blink in onto the Nyx Assassin. Onto the line, only a one-man coil. They will try to save the Nyx Assassin. Oracle. Right? It is not going to be blocked. It's like Fake Edict timed out just in the nick of time for Chappie. FN does have that Blink Dagger. He'll assassinate solo as well. VP not really starting the fights off with enough damage right off the bat. PvE.
Radiant team ban.
Most guys, but I think that Roger has shown himself to be very, very strong here. On this in this new Navi, this new lineup.
Roger's been very strong. Crystallize.
10 seconds remaining.
I can't help but be impressed by this guy. I mean, in 2 games yesterday, he played Weaver.
5 seconds remaining.
Got complete free farm, was kind of off the radar for the most part, but near the end, when it really counted, he was there and he was just dominating. No questions asked, and that's a great quality to have in a carry player, to rely upon in these late game situations especially, that are never really easy. Just to have someone that is so confident in some of these areas, to be able to deliver or do the damage that they need him to do.
I'm not that familiar with Crystallize, but I think it's really big for a player to come into the Dota scene and then start showing nothing but success. I mean, like, good on him, and everybody's gonna love him for it, you know?
Yeah, I think that what Navi does pretty well, though, is that they do, as an organization, they do scouting out pretty well of up-and-coming players. They do their homework, and they're pretty organized in that regard. As we saw, you know, they pulled Seneko up. They were able to get Roger. And they found General as well. General was a stand-in in Empire like a while back ago, and so they're able to pull him in as well. And General, of course, probably I would definitely say is a world-class offlaner. I really enjoy his play. As we're gonna get into the switching gears though here, we're going into the last set of bans. What do you think that Vega Squadron still needs a carry, and they're going to be taking Omni Knight.
Carry Omni.
So this, no, I think this is probably a safe lane. Has to be safe lane Veno here. So
yeah, everyone's been playing Veno safe lane, but you know, the carry Omni Knight dream. I'm sure that's what everyone wants to see.
Yeah, I saw the Sand King and the Venomancer, and I thought they might do maybe some dual lane shenanigans with that. So we might see like a Veno Sand King off lane combination. But no, we're going to go with the Omni Knight. It's going to go probably into the off-lane position. We're going to see that very strong roaming Sand King. And the classic Omni OD combination that we all grew sick and tired of about 1.5 years ago. I hated that in my pubs. I don't know about you guys, but that was just terrible when I was experiencing that. So we're going to have to see it again here. What do you think Navi is going to pick up here, Neff?
I have absolutely no idea. Navi has continued to surprise me with a lot of their picks. They go a little bit outside of what a lot of the other teams do, which I absolutely love. And then they play this run-at-you style Dota, so probably something to go with that. They could pick up a Queen of Pain. They could do Skywrath Mage mid, like you were talking about. Some decent insight, but we never know what to expect from Dendy mid, because he took us back to TI1 2 days ago with his mid AA. That was a fun match to watch, and then he ended up going Shadowblade on AA. So, really, I can't provide much insight into the thoughts of Navi.
I mean, that's something I do when I want to just fool around in bot games, you know. But they're going to go with the sniper. A pretty good pick here. It's really great against OD mid, and it allows you a way to take down the wards, the Plague wards and the Shadow Shaman wards, without having to be in too much danger. Sniper, of course, having all that long range, and going to be pretty protected. There's not much in terms of jumping on him. This will be a support Sand King, I believe, and it may or may not take him a while to get that Blink Dagger, and we're going to see if G on his OD will get a Blink Dagger, some kind of mobility spell, or mobility item, as he'll need. But yes, as you said, you're right, Neff, this will be a support Skywrath Mage on Seneko, as we go into the game here. So I'm excited for this. Who do you think has the edge, D-Drop and Neff?
Well, kind of like Navi's lineup, to be honest. You have a lot of synergies just between the Skywrath Mage and not just the Chronosphere Void, but also the Clockwork. You catch someone in cogs, you just drop the ultimate right on top of it, and pretty much a dead work in general. Also good against heroes like Venomancer until the 4-stars come out, Sand King as well, and not to mention Shadow Shaman.
Prepare for battle.
So they have a lot of opportunity to make stuff happen in that regard. On the flip side, Vega Squadron, well, they pull out the Omni Knight. It's not something that they've played in officials, as far as I can tell, recently. But that's a hero that can just throw things out of whack, in the sense that he provides a lot of sustain, a lot of heal and burst potential. And just the ability to use repel and kind of make the Skywrath obsolete in time fights, essentially. So depending on how they play it, they might just be able to surprise Navi.
I don't know, I think Navi's lineup is super strong. Like the power of Sniper along with Clockwork both being able to initiate on the heroes and making it easy for a Sniper to kill, along with stopping the enemies from jumping on top of the
30
Sniper
seconds to
through
battle.
the power of Power Cogs and Hookshot is insane. Coupled with Faceless Void, also another hero, absolutely crazy with Sniper. Like the amount of workaround they have with this Chronosphere, they're gonna absolutely dominate any fight they have Chronosphere up and use it for. So unless they manage to get the jump on this Faceless Void, their team's not gonna do very well in team fights against Navi. I mean,
Roger might be walking into a sentry ward here. They see him up. Just gonna walk away.
Tap him a little bit.
This ain't
Try to secure the room, but General has other plans, just drops the cogs right on top of it. And at least they get the one last hit. Or the two last hits here, Zayat's also able to get one. But a quick little roster note before the action really gets going. Of course, Zayat's here on Shadow Shaman, replacing Silent for the time being on the Vega squadron. And of course, G Arena has been kicked and Dandy is back on the Navi roster.
Rip G Arena.
beat me to it. That G Arena guy played pretty well, but now that the tournaments are ticketed, I guess they took back the fan favorite, Dendy.
Mid lane. Dendy looking a little worse for wear here.
Quite a lot of damage coming through at the very least, but no follow-up spells or anything. Unable to really bring him down just yet, but they will be able to burn through his region quite a bit. And force out the rotation. Roger making an appearance mid now. Is there a sentry ward for him? There's one at Sand King.
It was not your fate.
Dandy having to play back a little bit, doesn't really have the health, and Roger doesn't necessarily have the best impact, doesn't have the Orb of Venom. He does have boots though, so he can roam a little bit easier, but he's just gonna get stunned out here. Slayer is... sorry, go ahead.
They did manage to scout out that sentry ward drop, so Roger's gonna be able to do well there pretty easily. I'm sure he was looking at Sand King as he placed it, so no mid ward for OD once Roger manages to get the money for a sentry ward. I mean, I think he's gonna go for Orb of Venom first, but good catch by him.
One thing that we didn't note though in the early game is that Roger was able to block the dire easy camp pull and take out the sentry ward, so his roaming potential in this area, as well as giving some hopefully get some unseated XP for general for him to come in, for the creep wave to come into him. So good heads up play there for Roger to be able to get that sentry ward without getting his scouted out.
Let's talk a little bit about this bottom lane, because Omni Knight, we haven't seen that hero too much recently, but generally he's in a 1v1 situation, he's considered to be quite strong. So how do you think he's going to fare here against the Faceless Void?
It's a pretty even matchup here. Omni Knight can't do much harass the Void out. They both have ways to sustain their health. Void obviously with that time walk to negate damage, and Afterlife able to, you know, give his health back. So it kind of goes back and forth each way, as we actually see Slayer being cheeky and stealing some creeps there on that easy camp. So it's kind of even. What's more important here is that Crystallize will be able to get off to a good start.
Top lane. General might be in trouble. The shackles come up after the slow connect from the lower dance. A lot of damage being done. The last bit of card takes him back, but he's still gonna die to the poison with the one last 80 damage right click from the Shadow Shaman. So first blood actually being spilled up top. Meanwhile in mid, Roger now. Well, he does have his Orb of Venom now, so we'll be able to deal with Slayer a little bit more effectively. Sentry or no sentry.
I think they're gonna take that sentry out, and easy regen for Roger.
Roger God. He's just got it all this game. He warded, he scouted out that ward. I mean, Empire is probably...
Oh, he got the other one too.
What a god. Roger.
Wow.
He hasn't started the courier yet though.
He's about to.
Probably still on his bucket list. Yeah.
We're gonna get a say.
Alright, never mind.
No, they're aware. Their Slayer's dropping back like, oh, there's a Ricky here. Give me your boots. Give me your tangos. I'll ferry them over to UG. What a teammate.
Slayer's been downgraded to courier.
I mean, I think they have like, you know, mini hero couriers. I think Sand King would make a little cute one. Oh, but he gets the sentry warning response.
So, who do you think is getting the edge here out of this laning stage?
I mean, it's better for Navi to try to get their gold going, just because the push will come, and getting those early levels on the Void is very, very important to try to stop this push that's coming in. I believe they might not be able to contest the first tower, but I think the second tier 1 tower is where I guess the game will kind of tilt towards. I don't know what you think, Neff, but I think that stopping this push that's going to come from Vega, it's pretty strong with the Shadow Shaman wards and Venno, will be something that Navi has to address. Maybe not in the first tier 1 tower, but in the second one. What do you think, Neff?
Navi definitely have all the tools they need to deal with this team. Omni Knight was a decent last pick in the form of Repel, stopping the Skywrath mage damage in the face of super damage inside the game here. As long as Omni Knight doesn't get caught out, they have ways to deal with it. Navi's team fight is just way too strong in my opinion.
Ooh, Sand King. They should have a lot of trouble. Slayer just used the burst strike. And some comes through, but he's still sitting in shrapnel. He's gonna take after this. Damn. Yeah, Roger, once again, just giving them that intel. He was stalking Slayer the entire way. Towards the middle lane, and Snako made rotation too, so to make that kill happen.
Yeah, Roger doing exactly what he needs to do. He knows that getting kills is not really his job here. He just needs to stop Slayer from doing whatever he wants and slowing him down. And he was just gonna.
Dendy's best friend right now. Apologies for interrupting you. Continue, my friend.
I mean, you want to keep Dendy happy, you know? He's a happy guy anyway, but you keep him happy.
Yeah, tries luck in the top lane. Clockwork gonna get stunned up, follow up the shackles, no cogs to keep everyone away. We still have this should be a dead Clockwork, but
he's gonna jump in, Dust.
He is actually gonna jump into the cogs, gets dusted up. And it's gonna die for him. We get a couple of slows off, another burst strike will connect, and will be a secondary casualty here for Navi. This top lane turning out to be quite advantageous here for Vega's squadron. But only 2 points up and the event wards too. So eventually this tower will be whittled down.
But
back of us.
One thing that did happen there is Roger managed to deny the
top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
Oh, we did.
Yep.
Oh,
Roger God, everybody.
I did.
Roger God.
Sounds really hard to notice, but yeah, good on him.
Looked better.
Yeah.
Rather him giving over that money than the Clockwork, I guess.
Skilled
levels mostly.
They might actually set up a kill here on Slayer.
Yeah, that's here. They'll start with good first strike up to the high ground though. In general, with the cogs also blocking in Roger.
Unable to keep him in that smoke screen. Unfortunate.
Unlucky, some would say. So.
Right, so Crystallize is about to hit level 6. Do you expect him to start using that aggressively, TP to other lanes, get kills, or is this a farming game for the Void?
I think it's mostly going to be a farming game. The only combinations of heroes that he can get a kill on, or kill with, would be with Dendi, to lay someone down in that level 3 shrapnel. Otherwise, they're going to have to make, it has to be a combination between like Skyrack, Clockwork, and Void. It's the only way that he's going to be able to get any kind of kills. Oh, but he will use it.
A little bit of extra damage coming through. Silence still lasting for a little bit and long enough to prevent any sort of fields. He already used the stick charges earlier. So another level 6 out of the sky with me. Did they get enough?
They might catch out Shadow Shaman on top.
They do indeed. They take out the Barrier Sword.
I tested your metal.
What we're talking about in the drafts, if Clockwork being so strong against Shadow Shaman in these kind of situations, we just catch up cogs, and there's no counterplay to that.
Also, I want to point out Seneco, they wouldn't have gotten that kill on the Omniate there if Seneco didn't have the skill build that he currently does. He went 2 points into ECCL, which is a little bit unusual, but it was super effective there, that extra second, getting time to use the
not to mention the extra damage here, Face of Void would get a bash like that. It's also, it is magical damage. So it does help bringing down these pesky heroes. Max level time walk. Pretty strong. Soneko TP's out. Slayer and Zayats. Wrapping around here. Want to get some revenge onto Crystallize. We're gonna have to wait for one more hero to come back in. So it could be DOD, or it could also be again the Omni Knight teleporting back into lane. Crystallize is none the wiser. Might get caught out of this.
Bottom tower is being chipped away.
Yeah, bringing in the OD as well.
Hex into Shackle. DOD is the damage source. Should be fairly easy, and it is. Plenty of control here between these heroes, and Zayat's actually the one taking that money.
Navi, smoke rotation there, and maybe they're gonna find a response kill here.
So, just wait, but now goes for the hook shot here, tries to catch the OD instead, they'll just walk into Zayat's, but then you also make a rotation. So, only the consolation prize with that rotation, I guess, but a kill nonetheless.
Zoning hook shot from General there.
Of course.
Yeah, but Slayer is getting this huge stack here for himself, so gonna be buffing up his own golden come, only finishing up. It's pretty good little bounty for him there. Unable to finish off the big creep stuff.
Coming in here with a bit of a heal.
Yep. Afterlife will get that for himself.
Slayer.
So the face boots completed.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Slayer's map presence in this game is pretty amazing as well. Like, Navi's responding to it, especially here in particular, responding to it pretty well. But Slayer's just all over the place, and they're constantly having to deal with him. He's everywhere. I'm sure Navi's feeling the pressure that he's putting on.
And now Roger has kind of abandoned his attempts of keeping track of him, trying to make something else happen. He's level 6 now. His way towards top, towards a lower dance, who's had pretty much complete free farm. He is king of the top lane. Killing his sister's name as well, sitting at the top of the net worth chart, and now, well, very hard to go on him, is it?
Yeah, they're still waiting on a level 6 from Shaman. I would imagine he's just gonna park himself in the lane now to get that. And it looks like they will be setting up a push here with that sentry ward.
Does Navi want to fight this, or do you just want to try and counter push in the other lanes? I mean, Crystallizes bottom, does have another Chronosphere and a Master Madness now.
Not sure how they can defend this just yet. They would have to just rotate Dendi, because he's kind of the only hero that can take care of this.
Top tower deserves just as much help as bottom.
So if they wanted to, you know, maybe rotate someone else and give more feet to the mid lane, could do that, but I think they just might just let this go.
Radiant's top tower has looked better. Radiant structures have
Yeah, and they would have to expect that it would be that offlane tower.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Shadow Shaman is just about to hit level 6 and get Serpent Wards, probably off this next wave. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower deserves just as much
So you need
help
to
as
use
bottom.
it here with the Plague Wards being spammed out, but so they can use it for the next tower. And this offlane tier 1, not exactly important in terms of map control, because you still have the Shrine there. All you're really losing is a bit of vision.
Yeah, I would definitely say that even with the Roche change, this the Radiant tier 1, a lot of the time before the Roche was moved in the middle of the river here, it was the Radiant top tier 1 tower was considered the most useless tower in terms of strategic value. I think that may or may not still be in the same case.
Slayer's dead, yeah. Should be. He does have a haste rune just timing out, made it to the tier 2, and actually keep him safe whether he knows it or not. It's still going in though, and there it is. The silence, double silence even from Soneko as well as Roger. The ultimate dropped to secure that kill. As easy as that. Crystallize down bottom. He sees the zap from the Shadow Shaman, so he's time out away. Doesn't want to get caught out while the rest of the team is unable to respond. So they will be able to blink away at this tier 1 tower. Bottom lane in return will be threatened with this double one for sure.
Dyer's middle tower just went down. I guess Radiant fortified.
Yeah, they opted to.
Not much good.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Bounty.
Didn't pot money. He already has the 4th staff, so
Radiant's bottom
really good against a lot of
problems.
what Navi has in terms of initiation. When you think about the Riki smoke screen and the clockwork, but obviously it's not going to help you too much against Cronus here in most circumstances. But Crystallize not really feeling confident enough to walk forward. Doesn't have too much vision in this area.
Radiant's bottom tower
He went on bottom.
no
Okay,
more.
Soneko.
Ooh,
He's
Dyer's
trying to
courier got
stick
killed.
around here.
Those
Thankfully
things
for
are
him, he's
cheap
fast
now.
enough to just walk away. Now TP's towards middle lane. They want to punish Dendi. They're going out way too fast. Lane's getting close and close to the first strike, and then he actually turns around as he sees the Venomancer. No way to survive this one, and the River of Death, as I like to call it.
Middle tower isn't going to last long.
Attempt was made though. We tried to TP out. There's just no way Roger got fast enough with the smoke screen to save him. Unlucky.
Well,
I'll take your tribute.
so this game's gonna continue like this, just both teams kind of poking and prodding when the other team isn't responding to the tower pushes and just getting a kill here or there. Like, when is this gonna turn into a more head-on collision between these teams?
It might turn into it in the mid tier 1. Radiant just let that tier 1 bottom go. Suneko looks like he's gonna get picked off here.
I actually need division on him. He's juking and jiving inside the trees, but eventually trying to TP out with the silence.
What a player.
Long enough, so good play. Saw the burst strike come out. Zayats with the silence up.
Yeah, but in terms of going forward, I think that it can go one or two ways. Either Navi just waits longer to get their items, and they wait for Vega to come in, or Navi plays this kind of smoke and pick-off game with General, Suneko. Oh, as we're gonna see a Chrono top lane.
They sure got that illusion.
They sure got that illusion.
Oh, it feels bad, man. Second Chrono of the game, I believe.
Yeah, they would have to do that kind of play where they would go for this single pick-off and maybe force a tower push here and there, but looks like that might be just a tad bit delayed.
I'll still get it here, because all 5 of them are RP, and Vega should be realizing this. I don't know, with the ward here scouting out these rotations.
Yeah, I don't think they're here though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Should
Radiant
be an
structures
Glyph available
are
here,
fortified.
actually just used, so...
Not much
I
good
delayed this somewhat, but no one's TPing back. Actually, they're TPing the
They're
shrines.
beating on Dire's top
Almost
tower.
for a hook shot, and actually finds it on the Sand King, but he doesn't have the burst strike available to get him out of that situation. The tower down below half health. These movements here will at least secure that it won't go down just yet. Roger keeping tabs on these 3 dire heroes.
I was meant to
So
have
far so good.
Once that tier 2, once the tier 2 tower goes down, they're gonna have control of their jungle there, which helps them quite a bit.
Are those
Slows down the
cracks
farm
in
of the heroes
Dire's
on
top
Navi.
tower?
This game's pretty.
I find him actually drop the epicenter hex up. Rogering still gets into his ultimate here. Zad's unable to instantly fall with the shackles, but well, that ultimate not doing enough damage to repel them.
It's good to be king.
Delay's inevitable.
Yep. I also have a really good play there by Afterlife. You instantly repelled Zayak, so he can make sure that he was able to get his shackles off there. So good heads up play there by Afterlife. But they will. Navi's gonna smoke, but they smoke right under a ward, so we'll see how Vega responds to that.
Probably just gonna dodge it out. And rather defensive positions right now. Afterlife TPing back to the safety of tier 2 tower. G also sticking around there. The only one that's far out is Lower Dance up top. Who really care about
They might find.
They do a lot of damage here, but now the repel comes out, the shackles, backward. Oh, we say to that, debated or something? I don't know. Didn't quite have the power to make that happen.
Yeah, this is now making the items here for Vega Squadron is they've itemized pretty well here early. They went for two Force Staffs, full Hurricane Pike for Venomancer, and as we can see here, Afterlife is also going to go for a Force Staff as well, as wards get dropped in the mid lane and Dendi Shrapnel lane. Shrapnel lane? Is that how you say it?
Putting down shrapnel charge.
Using a shrapnel charge, yes.
The shrapnel ability.
Shrapnel-ing the lane.
Yes, I'm gonna ask our caster, whose second language is English, how to pronounce things.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Seems good, man.
Using such honeyed and good sounding like words. Much better than me.
When I was younger, I had been told that I speak English better than some native speakers.
Really?
By native
I mean,
speakers, so, yeah.
generally speaking, people who learn English as a second language speak it better than those who speak it natively. That's kind of true for most languages as well, because you learn it very structurally and very grammatically, so you speak it better.
Great, now don't feel special anymore. Thanks, DFB.
Good light.
Dust comes
But
out.
Slayer getting caught up with this dust.
Hookshot comes through. Cards. Does have another burst strike now, and the science just a tap bit too late. It's TPing out, but well, Battleshell still going. Still secure this kill. Almost didn't quite work out there, but Navi managed to find it regardless.
They were able to get it, but after Slayer was able to buy his Blink Dagger before that death, so the initiation power is now there for Vega Squadron, so they might be a little bit more comfortable approaching Navi and scouting up on their own. Yes, everyone.
Didn't he opt for the 200 health down instead of the shrapnel? I think he knows that the enemy is going really badly. How often do you see the 200
Someone's connection dropped.
Yes, though. I feel like it rarely ever happens.
Yeah, it doesn't really happen too often, just because the shrapnel charges. Shrapnel is such a powerful ability, and it does synergize well with his other talents, with the plus 25% cooldown reduction and the plus 4 shrapnel charges. So it's a little bit different. I don't blame him for wanting to be just a little bit tankier. So it's his preference. So I don't fault him too much for that. We'll see what he goes for next. We're gonna see a smoke up for Vega.
Yeah, either you go the +5 mana region, the shrapnel, the cooldown, and the shrapnel charges, for like the spell-based build where you spam on assassinates and shrapnels, or you go the other talents for more of a right-click oriented build. So he also went for the attack speed, and will probably go for the attack range as a result as well.
I don't really see.
But yeah, this.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the Vega's losing a lot of time down here because they were smoked up, but Roger was actually in a decent position. He pinged it out. He saw the animation, and he didn't even break the smoke. So it's Vega didn't even know that they were scouted going down here.
Yeah, but Navi will be taking Roshan here. What a nice little grab there from Sumeiko. Using all his mana to help his team do Roshan and then getting a regen for his troubles.
Tower has fallen.
It's just karma, you know. You help your team, and then Ice Rock rewards you. Nice boon, but...
Thanks, Ice Rock. Thank you, Mr. Lizard.
Looks like with his Aegis, Navi is going to be ready to put the herd onto some objectives, but it's the same idea the biggest squadron is having. It's pushing down a tier 3 glyph already used, and they go trying to farm up some of these walls, but it's going to take quite a while. Unless there's more rotations, and they are coming indeed. Roger. Popping down 2 sentries because... oh no, that's a sentry and observer. They look very similar somehow.
General TPing in the backline, see if he can find a hook here.
Can catch Venomancer here, that'd be amazing. Epicenter in the front, being used though. On to faces Void, Crystallize, pops his BKB and gets the time walk off. In the meantime, Zayat's the first one to fall. Venomancer gets the ultimate off, forces off across, away from General. Him and Roger are actually in a little bit of trouble. Ricky will pop the ultimate. General doesn't have that same luxury. Not another... yeah, there's another burst strike here with the extra bit of mana. They actually end up getting both.
Yeah, that was really good. Good by both teams there. They clockwork, General on his clockwork, trying to pick someone up from the back line, but Slayer getting the heads up play and getting that stun and epi off. Basically just saying, getting Crystallized out of the fight, even with the FKVs. Yeah, really good heads up play there by Vega. They do trade the tier 2 tower up bottom, or 2 tower top dandy there.
I think that would have been as well as it could have for Vegas Squadron though. That Faceless Void and Skyrise Mage combo is terrifying. I don't think I went over this earlier, but they have huge pick-off potential, like forcing the enemies to play by their rules with Clockwork and Ricky, both really good information heroes and good at picking off people if you separate your supports from the rest of your team. Drag and Drop touched up on how good Clockwork is at catching out Shadow Shaman, so forced to play around his other heroes. The draft is so good, but the biggest Squadron's reaction being able to jump on that Faceless Void, force out his BKB.
They might catch out G here.
Who could turn away from this battle?
The Ancients. Roger leading the charge. You can see him now into a Chronos Field.
They got him.
Catches Ricky, but still plenty of damage. Or do they? They'll repel. Will dodge quite a bit of that. Follow up with the burst strike. He crystallized, pops the BKB again with very little health to work with. It. Try to commit from the scale, but they just can't. Slayer, well, force stuff away from the right clicks here. Playing around the bash, and they will all survive. That's another BKB charge down, and a Chronosphere on cooldown for another 100 seconds. Navi, they're trying to make use of these teamfight combos that they drafted, but they just can't quite find a closer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit warm for them just because Crystallize does not have a lot of damage here, but they will find Shadow Shaman.
Well, good hookshot there inside. Then helping out with some vision and damage.
Go for me. Yeah, one of the issues with trying to run your Shadow Shaman by himself when you're up against a Clockwork and Ricky. Things like that are just going to happen. As I was talking about a little bit earlier.
I've seen games where the Shadow Shaman can just get away with that and just split push and take Raxes when the other team is looking.
Not really too much. I mean, certain times there's like nothing you can do about it. The whole rest of the team is so much of a threat. You just have to accept Shadow Shaman split pushing, but I don't think that's the most optimal way of playing Shadow Shaman. It's sort of what people do, especially in pubs, especially in North America.
NA pubs, lol.
You know what I'm talking about.
You guys would know better than I do.
Yeah, I'm aware of the NA pubs, man.
That's some PTSD swinging in your voice.
I mean, sometimes it doesn't feel like NA pubs, it feels like SA pubs, but what you gonna do about it?
Guess I better channel out. They want to find Roger down here. Oh, I think the blink was cancelled by Rocket Player, so that didn't quite work out. The hookshot will get him close, and now Sanking is the one who's in trouble. Slayer will be slain after this failed attempt. Some play from General there, whether he meant to or not. That Rocket Player probably saved the Ricky.
Oh, the damage from Dendy.
What the?
Whoa.
Ow.
They're not going to reset this Aegis, I don't think. This is BKB still a little bit away. Too scary to try and fight them right now.
Yeah, but they still might go for a push, just because they know that Epicenter is down for another minute, so they might try to group up here and spend their team fight. Aegis going down, but Chrono is back up, so they do have ways to fight. Chrono down the mid lane.
They'll drop everything on Venomancer. This time Roger silenced up the Omni Knight together with Sun Echo afterwards, preventing that counterplay, so they'll just get the one, but 2 kills as well as a tower for the weapons. So this time around, managed to use all the spells in the right places.
I'm just going to say it after this game dragging it up. You know what I'm
Oh god. Well, you're the one who's going to be yelled at by Twitch chat, so I'm fine with it.
They aren't real
Dire's
people.
bottom tower is under attack.
Wow. Twitch chat is love. Twitch chat is life. All praise the Kappa.
Dire's bottom tower needs
Please
stop pandering to Twitch chat. It's never a good idea. Tier 1 the tower dies as well in the bottom. Tier 2 and next one on the biggest squadron without their 2 heroes feeling comfortable fighting this, but now back into the day. Should find Roger on the side as well, trying to protect himself. But should die eventually. There it is.
At some point he'll die.
Good mischance from the cloud, keeping him safe from G-strike clicks, but he said enough is enough. Just slapped him down with that ether shock.
I'm sure he just did that because he has some sort of grudge against you. Just wanted to make you look slightly worse.
Well, it looks like the group up for Vega Squadron will be coming in, and we'll see what they can do, force their will here on the Navi Tier 1 tower. Chrono not up for another 30 seconds. Might have to do some delays with the shrapnel charges, but yeah, I imagine this tower will fall. Do you think that they will they'll keep pushing? Enough?
Given that they just dropped boards, I don't think so. Look, they're already starting to scatter. They're terrified of Navi's team fight. And Navi's
Radiant just denied their middle tower.
Not quite. He's up
They're still sticking around here, actually. They're wrapping around.
He is in this here, coming in, gets some right clicks, but Chronosphere barely keeping Snake alive for the time being. Now the right clicks from Sniper and back, finishes up Slayer. The hook shot control onto the OT. 2-for-1 trade so far, it's not quite over yet. Roger slowing down the Omni Knight. BKB TP on the Venomancer, barely keeping him alive, but damn. They severely overestimated the strength there, I guess. Which is weird because, as you guys said, up until this point they played very very fearful, very respectful of this Navi fighting power. I guess with the Invis OD, they felt they could find an opening.
Yeah, they figured that, okay, we're gonna drop the wards here, act like we're gonna back up, and then they were just gonna wrap around here. But unfortunately, Navi was ready for it. They had the nice chrono. They caught 3 there. I think it was 3, right? This courier might die to the vent fire, but catching that out. So very well played by Navi.
Just before they managed to take
General looking for a pickoff.
Yeah, just saying, just before they managed to take them, Fire FK was super unfortunate for them for the whole fight. Just a little bit off being able to take it.
Yeah. I think Seleko still died afterwards.
Oh yeah, he died just as
random
the Chronosphere ended.
Yeah. But the big one was the Chronosphere. They need to find a way. Okay, good catch from Roger there as well. Finding Zayats again. But I think the biggest problem is that Chronosphere indeed. So you either have to catch Crystallize and try and prevent him. He does have the BKB though, so all of your silence tools aren't really going to count it anymore. Or you have to try and find Sniper, but it's the same story with him.
It's going to be very difficult to catch Sniper, so... I mean, right now they're relying on maybe living through the chrono or stopping Crystallize from getting his... or forcing him low enough where he doesn't want to stay in this fight. But something that we didn't touch upon is that in the mid-tier 1 or mid-tier 2 dire push, Crystallize and Ricky and Seneko were able to both pick up their defusal plays at the same time, so... the omnipresence with that GA eventually counter out the Chronosphere will get removed or purged off. Navi going for this tier 3 push.
Thank God for that change. Defusal blade no longer disabling repel. If that were the case, I'm sure Vega Squadron would natural carriers of defusal blade and Omni Knight was last picked, correct? So I'm sure they wouldn't have done that if that were the case, but if it was, it'd be super bad. But Omni saves when he...
Oh, Dendi.
Quick fingers, popping the BKB just when he needed to. It was a 10-second charge, so it still kind of hurts. So Vega, we're really hoping for a kill there.
I mean, I think he's mostly picking this up just in case in situations like that where he's going to get picked off or the Venom Mancer is able to get his ulti. But meanwhile, mid lane, Roger.
Looking for him. There's a hook shot though in the back with the silence. They'll finish off the Shadow Shaman. He tried to wrap around for the interception. Ah, Vega. Not quite finding the right openings. They're making these attempts, but Navi always seems to be one step ahead and always in the right position to counteract that.
Yeah, you just can't send your Shadow Shaman off away from the team, but they sort of need to sometimes to get the right stuff. The Shadow Shaman, so it's super hard to aim for him. Clockwork and Ricky are both so good at dealing with that hero, especially when he tries to run off.
Try to keep the DD rune for somebody, so he's trying to take this.
I really think Vega needs to catch this, or he's going to get Aegis and choose.
We're trying. TP's coming through. It's not being scattered out just yet by Navi, but never mind the scanning. Not being taken care of immediately. This Ricky trying to do his best
might be in a bad spot here.
They have to walk inside the ultimate, but hey, Slayer coming through with double barrel strikes. Sentry is down. Now the ultimate from the radio BKBs will prevent the damage. Dendi still committing for 8. Rochelle must be chain dash and clicked out by the Serpent Monster. Chronosphere in the back though. They'll clean up Vega. 3 heroes down there. Make it a 4th in a moment perhaps, but then we'll pick up the Aegis. We'll have to use it right away. It's Venomancer committing for him. Meanwhile, OD in the back will finish up Roger. 4 stars out from both parties. Bring this to an end. So Navi, they get a couple of kills. They don't keep a hold of the Aegis. So all they have is the cheese.
Vega had a really good response to that there. They did about as well as they could have. Navi is so much stronger than them at this point. They're not They actually, Vega Squadron, even though they traded 3 heroes for the 2 supports, they actually got net worth advantage in that team fight there. Just by a little bit, but they got 100 more XP, 11 more gold to Navi in that team fight.
Yay!
Yay! Yay!
Roger was actually worth quite a lot. 582 golds. That's what he got for that kill alone.
Yeah, Navi was able to delay that delay Vega from coming in. into that rush round, but Dendi was almost dropped, and they were able to get one more, you know, maybe some more damage there, maybe a purification or just a couple of OD right clicks in there, but Navi doing a good job zoning them out and allowing Dendi to finish that Aegis and get that cheese to couple up with that. This probably will slow down their push. I would imagine this game is going to change one way or another. Don't you think, Nav?
I don't know. It makes things a little bit easier for Vega Squadron. Things are going to be as hard as they could be if they got like a Roche without a threat. But that was so close for Vega Squadron. I feel like the game would have really turned around. They just managed to do a little bit more damage to Dendi. As soon as the Roshan died, he picked up the Aegis and then died right afterwards. So they were so close.
Oh, mid lane.
Beyond mid, dropping everything, and Afterlife trying to help on spells, but now that's being defeated Lost Slayer with the zone open general hook shotting in, but look at Dendi sitting all the way to back. Doing so much damage. Afterlife gonna get bashed out. Make that 3. Assassination on the Venomas. He makes it to the high ground. Hacks Roger. Trying to bring him down, but Zayats is just dying to the artillery.
There's no buybacks, no ultimates.
Dyer's middle tower isn't going to last long.
Epicenter was used there. Guardian Angel was used just a little bit late. Too much to save the OD. Yeah,
Looks like Dyer fortified their
ED Rune and Dendi as well. So that was a foregone conclusion if they knew about that.
Dyer's middle tower.
That's the strength of the draft that you guys were talking about between Chronosphere and pretty much everything. And you have Roger scouting out, you have Senekos, and you also have the sniper just doing a ridiculous amount of damage at this point. Oh, the slice eats the cheese just in the nick of time. Damn. Ultimate's being thrown out. General going back in. The Vanderlands controlled up with a horse shot, yeah, and he's gonna die. Yield Scepter now on the Omni Knight inside the silence. It's just making it look way too easy. Ending with a double kill in the end. They will finish up the second set of racks. And yeah, I guess GG is just a matter of time, is it?
Well, they haven't called it yet. They give us a buyback. Better answer, but I'm waiting for them to call it right now.
So just take some time to think about what went wrong.
Well, they got caught up in the OD mid. They didn't have vision before that time. Roger was able to pick up a gem, so he was dewarding just a tad. But they didn't have vision, and G getting caught out in the mid lane there just kind of sealed their fate. You can see big epi.
Right, Epicenter, burst strike, 4-star forward in the mid. Not doing too much damage on the sides on the OD, and then the Chronosphere combo. Just being deleted, and there it is. Finally, Zayat calling the Chronos. GG, well played. Navi take game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
I'm gonna say it.
Radiant victory!
Navi is back! Oh, well played by them.
You know what I'm gonna say?
The chat wheels are finally gone. I don't want any more.
disappeared. Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? Then I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. You make me feel like home. You turn around, I feel the breeze over me. You watch your dreams unfold. Let it come around and let it breathe over me. It's time to go away into the light. I feel the calming energy. I see the darkness coming, and I'm calling you to help me set me free. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you.
Throwing caution to the wind. I'll take a chance and let you in. Just take my hand and take me home tonight. We defeat all impossibilities. Yeah, you and me. We'll take our hearts and run free into the wild. Into the wild. My
a black hole, cold, lost and upside down. Faces swirling past me, all my memories rolling vastly. Cold, lost beneath the ground. All done by my own hand, I allow my feelings to become sand. Oh, if you're gonna cut me down, better do it quickly now. Now you can cut me down, but I won't stay for long. I'll grow back again. Oh yeah, my roots are strong. This is not forever. Folks changing like the weather. Cold, weird, and all around. Toxic people being severed, like leaves falling in September. Cold, weird, and on the ground. You can cut me down, but I won't stay for long. I'll grow back again. Oh yeah, my roots are strong.
Like the attention, girl, I know you. But you're everything I want in life. We're fighting danger like Kung Fu. The love I feel is deep inside. The others don't matter. It's honestly us against the world. We're the perfect team. You're my
to hook
Put on
somebody.
some more pressure bottom now. They see Zayat on the side. The hook will connect, but a little bit too scary right now. Alright, so what is Vega's plan going forward? I mean, they have the Darkseer who's getting free jungle farm. He's level 6 now. He has his soul ring, so he's doing alright. Also have a Phantom Lancer who's kind of keeping up still, despite all this pressure. What do they want to do with that come 10, 15
Roger
minutes?
might be in trouble here.
Anything else? Yeah, that is. Right, that's also Bloodseeker in game. I almost forgot about that.
How could you? It's top of the last hit charts, but I guess Darkseer is sort of keeping up, but Bloodseeker head and shoulders above everybody else for as far as net worth goes.
A lot of Darkseer's creep kills have been just neutral camp, so if you look maybe perhaps on the net worth instead, we'll see that
700 gold difference.
Well, not too bad. Not doing too bad in terms of his team. So neutral, I guess neutral creeps do give you a lot of gold, more gold than I thought they did.
Yeah, even though they've reduced bounties and whatnot. I just want to say that they've responded to that really well, the Bloodseeker pickup, but it looks like fight bottom.
General going in here, Doppelganger already forced out. Connecticut not quite catching him. The Cogs do find a Phantom Lancer. He's eating his way out of it though. Kill me sitting on the side. Lair, as he's also called. Oh, the hook almost catches that Phantom Lancer. And yeah, they figured he must have TP'd out. But he's still sticking around in this area.
Roger not giving up though.
Yeah, if they're talking to Crystallize and saying like, well, I know that Crystallize may be telling them I know somebody's low, so they might just still try to go for it. But Roger's looking for something out here. Maybe he's gonna fish for a hook.
Yeah. At this
I don't
point,
want to spin that.
you
Run into Zayak instead. He's all alone here. None of his
just to
teammates.
roll the other way, and yeah, he'll be fine. It can be quite tough to actually keep up with your Spirit Net, even with the slow and everything. Make sure that you can get in front of his roll. Speaking of roll, that is actually will connect onto Clockwork. And a lot of mana to work with, but does have the battery assault going. That's dropping low, and well, the hook Darkseer tanking it, sacrificing himself though. Maybe not worth it. He ends up falling. Roger dropping very low to all this damage being thrown out, but ultimately it's another one, another score, and another one. As Roger did not to walk away, just walking in for another hook, making the most out of his mana.
Yeah, everything's going the way of Navi this game. Feels like Darkseer is responding to things as well as they could, but I think Navi's draft against them was brilliant, and I think Vega Squadron they took too many. They focused their supports too much on countering the Clockwork because they were terrified of it. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but
I mean that was one of the things they tried to counter out the initiation from Navi with that Clockwork, but their laning phase was just maybe a little bit weak. They did have the Viper and the Earth Spirit sitting mid, but you did have to deal with two very long-range supports, or not supports, two very long-range heroes with the Silencer and the Lina, so they couldn't really jump onto them, so they were able to harass down Zayak, and he couldn't really do much in that mid lane, so that allowed General to get all the XP that he wanted bottom, and he's now hitting level 6, so maybe just a little bit behind where he would hope for, but he's hitting that hook now, and he's heading over to the mid lane.
Neko will be tracked down by 3 heroes. So this rotation a little bit too late, at least to save his body, but not too late to get a kill. But now he's in trouble himself. G pops the ultimate on him. Holy Hunter Afterlife also coming back in. So, well, Clockwork will get 2, but will give his own life. So 2 for 2 trade overall. They can't quite get the right angle for the hook. Cancel the TP. So Viper will be just fine despite everything.
That's totally worth it for General getting a solo double kill by himself.
As the Viper also got quite a few spells off there, and he got some kills of his own. Mimos on bottom, the Phantom that's dying. Well, that'll relativize everything a little bit already. I feel like if Vega wants to get a foothold in this game, they're gonna need Viper to get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, but how big can he get? And this is all happening without Bloodseeker really being on the map. You have to realize once he comes into the game, things are gonna get very,
Radiant
very
scan.
scary.
Actually, find Roger here. Can he do something with that? A couple of heroes coming in. They still have the glimpse available. Bring him right back out in front. And yeah, really good catch with the scan there on the Radiant side. And now, well, getting a tower will go a long way of getting Viper to the spot. I mean, he's already caught up Dandy for the most part. Especially with the tower last hit now. Even surpassing him in terms of net worth. They might even... Yeah, okay, no. They go a little bit too far away. So finally Vega gets something going their way. Without big counterplays.
Yeah, I really want to talk Bloodseeker. Like what he's gonna bring into this game once he finally comes in. He's been by himself this whole game.
Hold up, Global Silence, gonna go Phantom Lancer, and okay. Didn't take long at all. Clockwork might be a trade here, just steeping out, nothing left to cancel it in this general area. Zed also looking for G Arena, but next field not quite giving the vision. Instead, they find Roger Glimpse, or Vacuum will cancel the ultimate. He gets what? He gets an eye off? Are you kidding me? Denny's still there, he's showing himself with a bit of some extra spells, and Saneko coming in. Damage over time, still nerf spirit, so he'll take out the dead. Danny almost gets the last nuke on the Afterlife, who's TPing out now. Well, he has to TP himself. Nothing left to cancel it, even inside the Static Storm. Oh man, Crystallize, he's still super fast. He did throw out a Blood Right. Didn't really participate too much in the fight, I believe.
Yeah, he got
so just now, Rupture on the Viper. He doesn't have a Town Portal Scroll at the off cooldown, so G has to fight here, but he can't. 3 people around him trying to go for the hook play with the Rupture, but...
Pause, please.
But it's a kill for Crystallize.
I think General is missing his chat wheel.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are.
I'm not. Why are you killing my ears? God. Don't you care about me, Dragon Drop?
Ah, you know what they say.
I don't know what they say.
I don't know, the German version would be, was ich lieb, das neckt sich.
Oh yeah, yes, I totally get you. Me too, thanks.
Alright, top lane. It is lower down, just trying to find farm wherever he can. He did go for the Soul Ring build and Phantom Lancer, but I guess it's a good value item regardless.
They're gonna scout out this Radiant rotation here from the back. Can they make a play here? They are smoked up.
I'm gonna try. Saneko's there. Does have another Global Silence in another couple of seconds. He just cannot get caught out right now, which he is at with a perfect roll, so they will be able to finish him up. Not before he gets a Global Silence off the hookshot. Meanwhile, onto the Disruptor. So he's not gonna throw out too many spells. And Roger keeping G locked down. The Blood Ride on a couple of heroes forced to go deeper into the jungle, but a lot of damage being done here in return. With another stone, the Radiant Courier dies in the middle of that, and Crystallize actually in a lot of trouble here. That's gonna be a kill. Second one for Afterlife, make it another one for G. The tower shot, not quite enough to bring him down. It's even survives this ordeal. Bucks here, same story. Damage over time from Silencer not lasting long enough, despite all the spells being cast. So all they lose there is the Disruptor. You get 3 heroes in return.
Really well played there by Vega Squadron. Super good. And they chose not to keep the Bloodseeker on the bottom tower and take that, and they managed to actually take down the Bloodseeker, who was shoulders above everybody with net worth. So that's exactly what they need to get a handle back on this game. You were talking about that earlier.
Yeah,
like this. Go ahead.
Yeah, it makes it really difficult for Navi if they're not all initiating at the same time. They need to have this Clockwork come in, and they have the Global Silence that comes in afterwards, and maybe Dendy burst somebody down in that time frame. Because if they don't do that, Clockwork will eventually have his mech. He does have his mech fully purchased here. Viper maxed out Corrosive Skin here at level 11. He actually opted not to go for the poison attack damage. He went for the Corrosive Skin, so he's super tanky. Earth Spirit obviously strength here, very tanky himself. So if they don't get the kills that they have in that Global Silence, at least in these early levels or in these early stages of the game, it's gonna make for pretty hard fights, as we saw there.
Bottom lane. Slayer, he does have found himself an Industry and scouts of 2 people. Can set up for nice static storms. Going on Saneko, has to glimpse him back. Holding on to his ultimate here, they don't quite need him, or maybe they do. Nice little defensive hook from Roger, but will it be enough? Vacuum back just in range. That's the answer into a solid no, so yet another kill. G claiming that for himself. It'll get him closer to the Ogre Club. For his Dragonland. So you're getting somewhere, right? Early game, doesn't really matter how many kills you get there if you then give up just a few in the mid game. Speaking of kills, so down bottom, they'll reestablish some control here on this side of the map. Good hook shot there from General, and now look to try and punish the tower as well. There's no fortification available. Vega's just gonna have to let this go and at least make some trades happen down on the bottom lane.
Yeah, not a bad trade for them. They traded support and a tier 2 for a tier 1. So also getting some bloodstone charges for Dendi. But are they gonna find any kills down here?
Well, they're looking. Roger threatening the hook, but the creep coming in, the surge from the Darks here, keeping G alive. Limps back, and another Stagstone to Dendi. Doesn't have any sort of follow-up here. Crystal is also in the middle of that. Don't really feel comfortable. Darkseer is sitting there on the side. Zayat's also, he'll tank some of that aggression. Meanwhile, in the back though, Dendi is still fighting. But G will, got a deny from the Bloodstone. But, G doesn't even get that kill. Another deny here. It's the third one this game in total, I believe now. They will at least get crystallized. He is unable to pull the same feed. Miss up on the high ground, but it's not fast enough with everyone being full health. So, this Viper.
Oh, gee, such a monster right now on this Viper.
Not even done yet. Clockwork's still there. Does have a hookshot. Can use it defensively here, perhaps. Neko putting himself in good position, but it's not opening throw there. Just relies on his tankiness. That'll be enough. Actually uses the hookshot aggressively here. They won't get this kill, but Vacuum to interrupt. Then he was looking to throw out some spells of his own. Now the pendulum swings again. Navi are the ones looking for a kill. The hook barely off the mark.
Dire's structures are fortified.
But hey, while all this was happening, look at top lane. A lot of space created here for the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, you know what? It seems that the team that's not using their one position seems to be winning these fights.
I'm sure that's how
it's so funny because it's true.
Right? I figured your carry just needs to AFK farm and then you win. That's how you have to play Dota. Yeah. So if you're a carry, never join your team.
This is. I feel like if you feed this kind of information to viewers, they're gonna take you seriously, man.
I mean, if
people don't know if you're joking.
If pro players are doing it, why can't I do it in my pubs?
Because you're not a pro player.
You can't make these kind of jokes when Navi's playing.
But if I do it, then do I become a pro player?
God. Let's try and take away from that. Yeah. Look at top lane. We see them pushing the tower. Not talk about throwing our carries to AFK farm.
We're trying to trade here. Vega already. Navi already took down the bottom tower. Vega trying to finish up the tier 2 themselves, but they don't quite have the tower damage. They have to respond to this pressure. G Arena trying to TP out. The global silence actually prevents a stun interrupt from the Earth Spirit, so covering fire from Soneko will be enough for Dendi, but not enough for the Pudge. Global silence expiring just in time for his TP to be cancelled, so a bit of a consolation prize. G now on a dominating spree. Not quite enough to get him ahead of Dendi or Crystallize, of course, as the Midas going. But he's keeping up. He's kind of scary the way these fights are going.
Yeah, one thing that I am worried about though, is we're gonna see maybe some initiation here on Dendi.
That is Static Storm. Crystallize dropping down the Blood Riot here in return. A Rapture comes out onto the Vipers, who kind of has to stand there, but Vacuum onto 2. Follow-up damage here. G Arena, well, he's still taking out, but barely makes it out of range of that Ion Shell. And now the turn on is there. Hook shot. Limps back there though onto the Clockworks, so Darkseer might still survive this here with the Cogs in good position. But damage over time might be enough to take him out though, unless the team is right back to base right now. That should be enough heals. Just barely. Limping away.
Dendi's just barely getting out of there.
Yeah.
That urn
so close on both sides.
The urn though, guys. The urn though.
That urn though.
Really well played by...
Is that a meme I'm not familiar with?
No. That urn though, my god. It's just saving Dendi's life. Like, that would have been a really huge kill.
Bottom lane, Crystallize. Go for another attempt on him here. Snako will scout the rotation outside. Going for the easier kill. That'll be a Death Silencer. And Crystallize gets enough space to TP out. Yeah, I mean, this Bloodseeker is had complete free farm up top. He went for the Midas. Now all he has to show for it is the Youth Scepter. Going for the Radiance build. What do you think about that? Is there something else that he could have gone to maybe be even more impactful in these fights?
Yes, there are things that he could go to more impactful in the fights. However, I think once he gets his Radiance and his Black King bar, they just win the game. They run over this enemy team. So he's going for the long game. I think he's playing exactly how we need to play.
Yeah, I believe that Navi realizes that fighting into them right now is not the best idea. The net worth that's on Crystallize has not been realized yet. He does not have his Radiance up. He probably would have wanted it maybe 3 or 4 minutes ago, but he was kind of dying in these fights early on and not being able to farm as much as he wanted to. So Navi just trying to play for get those items, Shadow Blade up on Dendi. They're just trying to stabilize themselves here, because trying to take this Viper and PL, which is now he has his full, he almost has his Manta up now, just missing Ultimate Orb and the recipe. So Navi just kind of waiting it out, maybe wanted to slow down the game a little bit, just like they had in game 1.
What have we here?
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They definitely they've shown that they know how to reach their win conditions, and I guess win the game is the easiest way to put it. Sorry, I have no clever way of spinning that one.
Yeah, but in terms of win conditions for Vega Squadron, I think they're okay with maybe delaying the game out a little bit. Viper is only getting tankier. It looks like he's going for the Maelstrom build, which is pretty strong. The Mjolnir Maelstrom build. And I worry how that they're going to kill the PL. I feel that once PL gets a heart, he essentially becomes unkillable. I'm not sure how they bring him down.
PL hasn't achieved critical mass yet, and he won't for a while. I mean, Meta Style is going to help, definitely, but he's still behind where he wants to be. Right, he has Meta Style queued up. Afterwards, the Shovel is he can get a kill here. That would turn into something, but instead they just use the it's being zapped down by the G Arena, and a TP out there from better than will not be successful. Cancel Gold Silence as well to prevent him from doppelgangering. And they get that kill, setting him back even further. So if Navi can keep this up, they can keep the Phantom Lancer down. They still have a timing window to do whatever they want across the map. But yeah, I think you're right. If a lower dance gets to the point, it's gonna get harder and harder in the late game.
Yeah, they need these plays just to be able to accelerate Dendi up to a point where he can fight them in the high ground, or fight them in the late game.
Fight breaking out here, Dendi, they actually catch him as he TP'd, vacuumed back into the Stag Storm. Still needs some more damage though, and they can't get it. Roger with the interruption, and the glimpse back though. Forces out another deny, they just can't quite pop the Pinata, because these kill attempts are too far apart. Lots of them coming with cooldown again, at the very least it's down to 8 seconds now.
I mean, both the kills on, both the deaths, on Dendi are suicides for Bloodstone, so they're not getting the gold for killing him. So, 300 seconds apart each of them.
If you're a Vega fan, you would say they're not getting it yet.
True.
Like, this kind of money influx, if Phantom Lancer could possibly get that kill, if they catch Dendi out again soon and in the same similar kind of fashion, then that would go a long way of getting Vega back into a more comfortable position in this game.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that Vega needs to do something before this Bloodseeker manages to get his BKB though, because he's just gonna run a train on the enemy team once he gets it. He's gonna rupture somebody that. Yeah, rupture somebody, just BKB and charge right past all the heroes into the back line, melee down the supports while Clockwork keeps everyone in place with his cogs and his hook shot, everything.
Well, smoked up now. Dark's here dropping down some iron shells. They're waiting for Crystallize to show up again here. They try to tempt him with this juicy creep wave. The dust comes out, and they actually get the glimpse here inside the Stag Storm. It's such a great pickoff. Trying to delay this a little bit as teammates are scrambling to come in. Global Silence for covering fire. The hookshot taking out the Disruptor. Oh, almost here. Force him across. Crystallize is still alive. Only Zayak actually hitting him. And, well, the 4 staffs on the Viper will set him up for death as he was ruptured up. 3 heroes die instead. Crystallize proving to be too tanky and too resilient with that Youth Scepter.
Too handsome.
That too. Little bit of recipe on the courier. And we'll give that to Dendi.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
pick up against the PL juxtapose and the Viper corrosive skin.
Yeah.
Super big against the Viper. Gonna negate corrosive skin. No magic damage resistance anymore against the Lina. Just gonna blow him up with Laguna Blade because he has a lot of HP, but he's not the tankiest hero in the world. 2,000 health, and Dendi does like a lot of damage, especially with Blood Rage on him, which we just saw. Oh no!
Doing a lot of damage here. They do quite a bit. The Phantom Lancer goes up to the shrine, and now Giorina does not have the Blood Zone this time, and there it is. Pinata is popped. 747 gold into the hands of the Phantom Lancer.
Well played.
He's gonna be pretty happy about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with all of these fights, Navi, they're not gaining too many more objectives. They're not getting Roshan, they're not getting Immortals. I mean, Tier 1 mid is still standing, for crying out loud.
I mean, there was a 2k gold swing just for the kill on Dendi.
Yeah,
that's huge.
So
Maybe feeling a little comfortable there and then trying to go for that kill.
I mean, sorry, I didn't mean Dendi, I meant Giorina. Bring back Dendi. That Giorina guy. The
Giorina feeder. Bring back my Dondo.
That's going to be asking for Giorina when Denny's playing and vice versa.
Yeah. We do see a blink pickup on Pudge here. Will increase their initiation potential. Roger and, as we've seen this past week, Roger and General have been playing pretty well in terms of tandems and initiation play. So Roger now being able to keep up with General in terms of what they can do at the start of the fights. But what are the next steps here? I guess a smoke coming in for them.
Yep, and the Black King bar coming out on the Bloodseeker. They're gonna kill the enemy now. This is where it happens. He has the Black King bar. They're finished.
Snake revealing
bold
himself.
Prediction, Nef.
Huh? I don't know.
Straight for Roshan here with that, so they have that security. Owl is being attacked as well, and Vega should know about this. They should figure this out. All right. Something's amiss. The smoke up. Rocket will scout out Phantom Lancer, not everyone else though. The stun comes through, cancel crystallize together with a bash. Global silence. Can they counter it out? Yeah, they can. Vacuum back into the one. Another bash here. Bloodseeker almost dies. And one more right click from his own illusion, not quite. He will stick around to fight another day. Silencer not so much. Darkseer will be helped out by his 2 cores. 2 for 2 trade. Oh man, I was so close, but now it is Vega who go back into the Roche pit. They finish it off themselves. So low. Crystallize doesn't want to let that happen, but it's too late. The Rupture comes out, but once again, he cannot fight heads on. He cannot man fight against this. But force on Phantom Lancer does a lot of damage. He gang dodges the blood right there. That'll keep him alive for a little bit longer and let the Rupture time out. Meanwhile, Giorina dies again. Triple kill for G, but Rupture, Crystallize, he's still on it. He finally finished off the kill, but what cost? Can they catch up to him now? He's not gonna have as much speed. Looking for the glimpse, and again with the war. Great play there from Slayer, and that's gonna be a big kill as well. This time around, Afterlife picking it up for himself. Great fight for Vega. It could have gone much worse. But these Roche bashes, Crystallize, he must be cursing at that big guy.
Yeah, that's so unlucky he got bashed.
Like, oh god, Soneko, what are you doing? Oh, well, that's a bit of a hook from Roger. They have to, he's trying to go for the Q plays for the Shadowy Amulet off the Glimmer Cave, but...
That Roche fight for Navi was just a disaster.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they were trying to plan to do there. It was a pretty difficult fight. They have wall, they have the wall, they have the vacuum, they have the static storm. Like, it's very hard to try to fight in that very condensed space. Sure, they have the... They might have the blood right, but in terms of AoE damage and control, it goes into the side of Vega Squadron there.
I mean, it was a pretty risky play in my opinion. Like, they could have just run over the enemy team and won the game if they managed to get the Aegis on the Bloodseeker, but like, they came into the fight, Bloodseeker was half HP from tanking Roshan. Like, Vega Squadron played that perfectly, really well played by them, took advantage of the fact that they tried to take Roche. Bloodseeker was such low health. He was full HP, and he got to run at the enemy teams with 10-second BKB. They really easily would have won the game, so like, they gave Vega Squadron a foothold back on the game, or rather Vega Squadron took it with they managed to take that Roche fight.
Yeah, it was also an interesting choice by Soneko to reveal himself on that smoke. This is like, you know, randomly popping up in the middle of the river right outside of Roshan. It's like, oh, I wonder where the rest of the other team is. So you reveal your position there. I mean, I can understand wanting to get vision around the area, but revealing your team and causing the collapse there. Dangerous plays, but moving forward, Vega going in for this top push. I don't think they defend this. Maybe they just look to trade the Mir tier 1, which is pretty low already. So what are the next steps here in this game, Neff?
BKB is up on Viper now. Things suddenly become so much difficult after that fight. Just, I'm kind of blown away by the amount that fight changes the game overall, because I thought Navi would just take the Roshan and take the game, but Networth now swinging over in favor of Vega Squadron. They have Yule's finished up on Earth Spirit. They almost have just another 50 gold. Or no, he has the gold for it right now to get a whatchamacallit, Lotus Orb on Darkseer. Like, suddenly they have so many items, and once PL gets his heart, this is going to be a really back and forth game, I feel like. A couple minutes ago, 2 minutes ago, before that Roche fight, just like completely on the side of Navi, and I thought they were just going to win the game. But that one fight changed it around. That's Dota.
Yeah, and Viper, G already showing in his Viper just how unkillable he is. He's, like you said, he got that BKB, and now he already has a Talisman Evasion, 2k gold away from having a full-on Butterfly, and I don't even see, not even just removing the talks about the PL getting the heart. I don't see how they haven't been able to kill the Viper just straight out. They're going to try to smoke behind him, and G picking up a DD rune, so maybe this is high ground? They might go try to go high ground with this?
That's a good point. I mean, Viper's 12-2 himself. Haven't really talked too much about these scores. On the course on the side of Vega. But yeah, he's the hero that they needed, and he delivered this game.
I mean, G, one of those classic players that would be more than happy to play these, what most, I guess, pro players would consider boring heroes. G showing very great strength on heroes like Razor.
Not Viper.
I mean, you right click and then you press R occasionally. It's so exciting.
But G likes to play these kind of heroes. He's totally fine and happy to, and he does do pretty well, as we're seeing in this game. 12-2 and 4.
Alright, so Vega establishing map control here, almost wrangled away that gold lead that Navi have held throughout this entire game. Not quite just yet. I'm just using the aiders to try and clean out some of the these last other tier towers. Still one more standing here on the dire side. Are there any, is this Heart and Phantom Lancer the next timing that they're looking for?
Most likely. They're only 2 quality gold away. I think I saw they heard the Aegis expire, so in terms of fighting numbers, it will be now more an even scale, but I think that Navi perhaps tries to stay away with them, but Jendi now getting her BKB, so they might try to go for it instead.
Has that delivered right now? They look to try and smoke up probably. They have one on Soneko. And there it is. That has not been scouted out. Vega, they're grouped up themselves. They might figure, alright, we don't see anybody. Good chance that they are making a play like this.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny. Navi drew their line here on the map, and then immediately right after that, Vega drew their line. Oh, we're gonna go this way instead.
Yeah. So dodging this out for the time being. Won't stick around on the side ground. Actually, Zayats might be doing that. Yeah, the smoke will pop. Sees them now, throws on the stun on everybody. I should be able to roll out. The hookshot will miss too, and this attempt will miss. Alright, so all of a sudden this game just turned a lot more interesting. By the way, a little bit of a news flash for the other semifinals that was going on simultaneously. VP versus Empire. Spoiler alerts, that series is over already actually. Empire won.
Really?
Which is not something that I expected, so kudos to them. They will be the opponents of either Vega or Navi in the grand finals.
Well, Navi managed to beat them in the other bracket, correct? Yeah, Navi beat Empire 2 days ago. One of the games that we casted together, but let's see if they took away something from the Navi game and managed to beat them this time around. I'm excited to see how that one goes.
Well, this series is far from over, Nev.
That's true.
We all know how good you are with predictions, so if you're calling Navi as the winner here, then Vega's chances just went up.
Oh, come on.
Just telling you the truth, man.
On these things. But I really thought Navi would end up winning this game. That Roche fight was super unfortunate. Go anyway at this point.
Yeah, it was a big make or break moment for them there. But in terms of items coming out, PL's picking up that heart, so his capabilities to come in and out, dip in and out of these fights, and I guess in a kind of a way counter out the Bloodseeker. If Bloodseeker is not able to stay with them, that heart regen will slow down the amount of the move speed and the damage that Bloodseeker will have in those team fights.
Oh.
In terms of items for Radiance, there's now a gem up on Afterlife, Yules for the Earth Spirit, Hook coming in.
That's the defensive hook,
away,
yeah.
actually.
Hook teleport, actually. That's what we see every day, but they felt this coming.
They felt the pressure.
Yeah.
But
Does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense for Vega to go down this lane now.
I don't expect for Navi to try to defend this tower. They don't have any vision here, so...
Shan just respawned though, so if they figure this out, alright. This tower is gonna fall, but maybe Shan is back up, maybe we can sneak that this time around. If you had to scout it though.
They might be a little bit terrified trying to sneak that after what happened last time. Another fight like just losing the game. I think this next Roche, whoever gets the Aegis and Cheese, they're going to be on top of the game, but it's a little bit too difficult to push into Vega's Quadrant at this point. They're just so strong, the Viper's so tanky. They're trying to break high ground when they have all those shrines there as well. They only have so much burst damage with Lena Spell's Pudge. And, like, once you use Global Silence, you want to take down these heroes under Global. You don't do that, and then suddenly you're in a bad position. And you can delay how long it takes to kill the heroes under the shrine with high ground. So they're probably going to take a couple swings at high ground if they can really get. So I don't know, this is probably going to be a fairly long game, guys.
Well, Vega,
yeah, I mean, right now,
going to be happy with that.
I think it falls into the court of Vega in terms of what they want to do. All the lanes are pushed out, so it's up to their choice on when they want to push. I don't think... I mean, Navi does have the tools to initiate on fights, but I don't think they have the damage, just like you said, Neff. So, for the moment, it's all down... The ball is in Vega's court.
Neither team really strong enough to break high ground against the others. I really think that both, when we talk about each team having just Vega Squadron has the... I think they have a better chance of breaking ground and getting through, because they do have the DPS that continues throughout.
Butterfly now done on Bloodseek on top of the Radiance, so they're actually gonna have a hard time hitting him perhaps. But yeah, Viper isn't actually going for an MKB either, instead he gets a Daedalus queued up after the Chrysalis, so this is the solution that they need, just double down on the evasion.
Yeah.
Double down on the evasion, suddenly you see Solar set on free hero. Possible to kill? Maybe. Maybe. But Phantom Lancer's going for MKB right now. That could be pretty big. That'll be his 5th item.
Yeah, it went with the Blink Deck MKB.
6th item.
I mean, I guess he wanted to go for a more offensive build. He could have gone for BKB himself. Navi does have a lot of ways to, in some ways, lock him down in some cases, but maybe he feels that with his heart now, he does not need the defensive capabilities of the BKB, so he'll just go full offense with the MKB.
Also that they end up needing something like that, either him or the Viper, ideally both eventually.
Yeah, I mean, they have some defensive capabilities on other heroes, like Darkseer is carrying a Lotus Orb, he has Surge that he can use on him, he has Guardian Greaves. There's a lot of ways to save the PL, and PL doesn't necessarily need to have those items on himself. Team Dota for you. He can focus on being much more powerful in his own right.
I would imagine also that he's going to probably pick up the 20 strength as well. In terms of his talents, he already picked up the plus 15 magic resistance. So, in terms of the magical damage that Navi can output, he's a little bit already tanky up to that. Oh, it's Crystallized might get caught on the mid lane here, but I guess he'll just walk away.
Both teams very timid. I don't want to be caught out. Again, the next round of items in their inventories. Lina now with the Shiva Scout. Arena also almost level 25, so he'll get that after this creep wave. And yeah, going for the right click oriented build as is normal on core Linus. You just need him to deliver some physical damage, that's for sure.
Gotta put in those deeps.
There it is, this rotation. We scouted out, they have a ward there on the dire side to see what's happening. Snake on the other side of the trees. That'll keep him alive. Now, do they want to turn us around? Looks like it.
This could be a pretty big fight.
Available. Now, doppelganger coming through then. We'll be able to dodge the blood rights. So far, so good. The hookshot will connect on the ads though. That's how the ult now. The global silence comes through. BKB and Crystallize actually able to man fight up against Phantom Lance. And meanwhile, G is being controlled up by Roger. And, well, kill me. First one to fall here, or second one to fall after Zayatsu's. Now, no more BKB, but Latsuki actually caught inside the Static Storm, dropping down very, very low. And will die to another right click from G. Or anyone. Q in the middle of that team fight. Only matter of time until he dies. So Lina Illusion of all things here that, well, Replica did quite some work back. Roger with another ultimate here, just trying to deal with Viper, but more locking him down for a little bit is just not possible for him. Dieback there from the Earthspit to make that happen, but Phantom Lance survives, Viper survives. That's what we were talking about. It's really, really hard to kill these heroes, and on the flip side, it's not hard for them to kill your entire team.
Yeah, it was kind of obvious that at this point, Viper's pretty much unkillable. They had a full dismember on Viper, and Lina was just pounding into him with full fiery souls, and he couldn't even bring Viper down to less than half. So if they can't even do that, and Bloodseeker can't take care of the other supports by himself, with the help of some help from General and Seneko, I think this game is in the bag for Vega. I don't want to claim it for sure just because Dota is a game where anything can happen.
Take it back.
Double damage.
Take it back.
Chiorina has a DD rune. Can you do something with that? Can you kill these illusions?
Oh, he can't. Illusions kill themselves.
Keep in mind though, that was a 10-second BKB on Viper. We don't see level 20 coming out PUD for the extra second on Dismember. There's a lot of X factors. Come on, man. G Arena.
Okay,
well, a more positive note for Navi, they were able to recover the gem from the side of Vega. They did just repurchase another one, I believe. I'm not sure it was on now, but I did see Darkseer buy one.
Yeah, Slayer
was
has
given to Disruptor.
Yeah. But still, Vega have stabilized very much so far in this game, and even though it isn't really reflected in net worth, it kind of really shows just due to the strength of the heroes compared to, like, again, it comes down to the tankiness of the Phantom Lance and the Viper compared to the Lina and Bloodseeker on the other team. Speaking of Lina here, in the middle of there, we'll get the kill on Disruptor, but not before he throws out the spell. BKB will protect him for the time being and will last long enough for the TP out. Another gem on the deck. I think they, not sure if they covered the Crystallize. Yeah, he's fighting now with the BKB. So far, so good. Global Silence as well. The Rupture on Phantom Lance. He's actually silenced up, but never mind. He's eats the cheese, I believe. He will be just fine. Darkseer caught on the side, and well, I don't even know what's going on anymore. They finish off Crystallize, trying to get more. The Yield Scepter will cancel that TP from General. And yeah, at some point, after this initial volley from the Dire side, the fight just ends.
That's exactly what I was talking about not enough damage, not quick enough coming out. It just becomes too hard to kill the enemies here if they have things like cheese in it. Super huge.
They always had Aloha deaths, but that cheese just eating or just taking away all that damage that they put into him.
Yeah, I mean, he would have gone down without that cheese, but he did have it, so they get to push their X here.
After skipping creep waves, there's still a few available here to break down the backdoor region. Seneko, oh god, so far ahead again. They have the dust. 4-star's not gonna save you, buddy. He dies. He does have buyback, but no global silence anyway for about as much time as he's dead for. Then the last man standing in this general area is Roger. He was still doing his best to keep the creep wave skipped. But again, it's not enough to save the tower. It is going to be enough to save the melee racks though, as the backdoor region does kick back in now. They're not gonna let up so easily. Still, a couple of heroes dead. Silence actually no more buyback. Didn't think he purchased something. I'm just gonna let this Rex go. Vega coming back into this game. Very hard, and for the first time ever actually they took the gold lead.
Yeah, there was a brief period where they had like a 50 gold lead earlier when they took that Roche fight, but not for that long. Now they truly have a gold lead. They took out the Raxes to get a shrine. So much map control gained from that. They're probably going to be able to take the other one really easily. This was not what I was expecting when I saw that Bloodseeker purchase his BKB.
Well, at the time of the BKB, it probably felt that they had the items for it. As General might be looking for a hook here. They don't have.
Oh, they see Giorino with the ward though. Pops the BKB, trying to run away. He's being kept track of, slowed down by Zayat. Bloodrite, 4-stars, they keep him alive. Or do they glimpse on somebody else? Yeah. Damn. This is so dangerous here. BKB now down 7 seconds on the Lina. Where do you go from here? Like, is there any path for Navi to get back into this apart from just trying to find picks of that of their own?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure, because Vega Squadron right now, they're all moving together. Even in this case where they're all on their side of the map and they know they're fine, they can see all of Navi's heroes with their wards and the creep wave. For the most part, they're playing as 4, and the only hero not with them is their tankiest core who has Aegis, so they're all playing by themselves, but are they all playing together? But they might go for this this play here on G. Can they find him?
Still has that Aegis for about 2 seconds, so it's about to expire, but now the vacuum wall. Oh, just 3 heroes, Bloodrite, BKBs come out to protect against that. Global Silence as well would delay things a little bit. Viper, well, he only used the Satanic, so he will drop here.
Amazing timing.
Yeah, can Phantom Lancer turn things around, takes a lot of damage here from Lina. Sitting on the high ground, BKB is about to expire, Illusions still running loose, zoning ult there from Disruptor, so trying to keep them away. Another glimpse back, and just trying to stop the damage. Lord Orb will return dead Yules, and well, Phantom Lancer back up to full health courtesy of that axe, and now General finds himself in a compromising position, caught inside a kinetic field. It will finish him off, crystallized to the side. That'll be the next one if he's not running away right the hell now, but that is Afterlife looking for another vacuum, but great light strike array, but will not stop the roll from Zayak. Yep, there it is, Yule's Scepter. Keeping up, and of course, that doesn't work anymore. Crystallized, caught under the shrine, throws down the Bloodrite, but he should still end up falling in. Maybe not. Giorina still in the middle of that, trying to turn things around. Gets 1, gets 2. Roger with the ultimate on an illusion. The supporting cast for the Phantom Lancer just dies to the fire. Roger, well, plenty of illusions. He will be helped out once again. Light strike array, and now Phantom Lancer is in a little trouble. Doppelgangers, everything off, but Giorina keeping tracks of him. Blink away. I didn't even realize he had that. But it's saving his life right now.
Huge kill on Viper. My god, that guy didn't have buyback either.
Yeah.
He was not expecting to go down there. He was not expecting his Aegis to expire in the middle of that fight. Super well timed by Navi.
Yep. Marking those time down and realizing when they needed to smoke, so very well played by Navi and getting that kill on that Viper. And guys, once that Viper was gone, the fight became a lot easier. A lot less meat that you have to go through.
I mean, without the Aegis and Cheese, they have just enough damage. I mean, if that Viper came back up in that fight, no way Navi wins. But they played that perfectly. This is the kind of plays you see out of teams like Navi, especially when they happen to be back.
No.
No, nobody?
No. I'm sorry.
There. Yeah,
on,
I feel just like the Disrupt. Kill me. Probably his ultimate on creeps. That's how I feel.
A bit of farming ultimate, I guess. On the bright side, though, he is getting closer to his Agnum Scepter despite this death there.
It's gonna be pretty huge. Can't pull out some BKBs from the Lina and the Bloodseeker. And the Clockwork, not to mention. As General, gonna get a little bit of some love taps here.
To catch Dire Courier was a launch recipe on it. So a halberd from somebody?
Halberd for Clockwork.
Roger. It's Rogers.
Phantom Lance is a huge problem.
Already has it, yeah.
Wanna go over that for us, Foxy? Inability to take down this, no, the inability to take down this Phantom Lancer in fights. Not much to deal with his AoE, like, Pudge. A little bit panicky there, he... Ooh.
So they could TP'd out, but it got hooked. Well...
Anyways. But yeah, them just not being able to single out the Phantom Lance with all those illusions around. In fact, like, Pudge is just hoping for the best, trying to dismember something, because they knew they can't get him unless they grasp at straws. I think Phantom Lance is playing so well in this game as well. And he's too tanky to take down. He leaves, he comes back with his heart after a few seconds, so much more HP. Regens 265 HP a second when his heart's up. Wow.
Wow. Double damage soon. Roshan with a long respawn timer, so it'll work in Navi's favor for the time being, but this double damage rune could still turn into a nice fight for Phantom Lancer. But yeah, as you said, especially with the axe finished up now.
I mean, we saw what Aegis and Cheese managed to do for Vega Squadron last fight. You think if they take this, they take another set of racks? I mean, I said that this was probably going to be a long game. I don't think I'm off the mark with that at this point. They wait for Aegis and Cheese before each racks they take. Do Navi have the ability to fight into them with where they are in the game right now? If they decide to take Roche on, or do Vega Squadron just win in the Roche fight, take Roche, and then push high ground?
Well, if Navi is able, or I don't know, it's hard to tell.
And the hook actually lands there on the Earth Spirit and the glimpse back, but still gets out of kinetic field. They have to abort this one. Try to bait out double damage rather than take it for themselves. Meanwhile, on bottom, there's a bit of a fight going on here. Phantom Lancer dropping low, but not low enough. Giorina, PKB TP, all absolutely fine. Now, perhaps all these rotations down bottom. Perhaps this is an opening for Navi to do what? Roshan not quite back up yet for another 15 seconds, so timing slightly off this time. There it is. Probably just gonna leave an illusion inside. Yeah, they'll have the proper timing down. It's about max respawn timer, so. Well, tell me this got this. Yeah, there we go.
Roll shot up. This is gonna be big, guys. This fight.
Yep.
This
not if Navi doesn't. Why is it?
That's straightforward. Navi, they kind of split up here. Giorina's not part of this. It does have a bit of trouble going on the creep wave in mid, but that's being taken care of by a few Phantom Lance illusions. Roshan down below half health already. Navi, they're not forming up. They're not going to be able to contest this.
General.
Oh, will they? Roger is trying to make plays. He actually fishes out a Phantom Lancer. They cancel the ultimate. The hookshot comes in. Q's gets the Aegis as well as the lost it. What a play! Disrupted ice and back. Crystallized almost, but he's running down the axe. Should be fine on that as well. Oh, maybe not. Stun. Creeps also following. The rupture. Yes, that's dead. What a play there! General, you freaking monster. That's what you are. Holy hell.
My god. Cheese too? We got the Aegis and the cheese and the Roche kill.
And the lost. Yeah, you got everything.
He has it all.
Now Vega's angry. Look at this. Teleporting down bottom. Want to pressure this wave in. And want to keep Navi away from their base. Because middle lane, look at this. That's a huge creep wave coming into this. Giorina there to provide the tower damage. And G, he's gotta get hooked out. BKB, but that will not prevent the right clicks. Will not prevent the dismember. G pops his Titanic. No turns his rounds. Navi, Giorina, he's stunned up. But the disarm will make sure a Viper can't finish him off. Roger, giving his own life for the cause. This game. There were some dry spells, but damn, this is getting exciting. More exciting by the minute.
Whew. Man, I thought that Roche fight was gonna go not as well for them as it did. Just because the Bloodseer got zoned out. He got Yules, then he got Aghanim's ulti Static Storm. So he actually almost died in that combination. But General making that hook in play Oof, very impressive.
Exactly where you need to be. God. What
I think Vega might be a little angry here, and they're gonna try to just ignore the fact. Well, they say like, okay, the ages on the clockwork, it doesn't really matter. So maybe they try to just jump in here. They do actually have a double catapult wave coming in, so there's gonna be massive damage to the tower if they're not able to clear these creeps out. Which they will be able to do. They have pretty decent wave clear. Sayak.
Oh, that is. Trying to find an opening here, but so far Navi hold on to the high ground.
Well, I guess I spoke too soon. Double catapult wave does not matter.
Then he's 7 slotted now.
The classic no boots build. Or boots and backpack build. But they will smoke up here.
I guess he's fast enough here with, without the boost.
Yeah, Seneko drawing the line.
Right. Full 5-minute smoke here. I want to try and find something, but Vega, they're picking up on this, grouping up themselves.
Well, Scan's missing, but they have a feeling that what's happening here, so they swing on the
That
high
is a
ground.
smoke will break on Seneko, and the vacuum on 4 heroes! Follow up with the glow silence, but BKB's come out from either side. Where's the damage here? Silencer will fall first. Although Dancer in the middle of that, trying to deal with G Arena to kick him out of the static storm here. Actually mutes the Bloodseeker, good control on him, but G Arena is still finishing up at least one. Crystallize eats a chase, but the hook shot defensively, the hook shot aggressively, and the hook from Roger defensively. They're all in this arena of death, but it also called Crystallize. He will die the clockwork. He will come back, but I don't think he can play his way out of this one. Vega Squadron with the perfect initiation, 4-man vacuum wall to start this off with. They find the right targets. Phantom Lancer just making a beeline for Dandy, putting him under pressure. Crystallize couldn't react fast enough. Caught in the middle of all of that stuff.
Yeah, game gets hard. It could have turned out much worse if Seneko didn't get that silence off, because Disruptor was just about to cast his kinetic kill static storm, and that fight would have ended much more quicker than it did. But they're still able to clean it up. The damage and the tankiness that they provide. The DD Rune now picked up on PL for this push.
Arbeck already using Clockwork. Crystallize also has it. Might have to use it here. We'll probably time it up together with the Silencer, who is no global silence, but not that it's been all that impactful these last couple of times anyway. But that is the G Arena trying to get this kill, but he just doesn't have the control. Roger with the ultimate on Disruptor, but well, doesn't have his own ultimate throw it either. It doesn't really matter. Crystallize, okay. They get the Phantom Lancer here with their combined forces. Catch the right one with the Abyssal Blade, but he bites back. He wants to come back into the middle of this fight, and he is indeed bashes his own. And looking for the revenge. Crystallize. He dies back here now. The game is all over. The rest of his team, though, from a lower dance, having some trouble dealing with Roger. Now gets stunned up again. Seneko right-clicking away to go to G Arena. He does get another doppelganger off. The double stun from Zayak on top of the vacuum wall. They bring down Dandy, they bring down Seneko once again, eventually, maybe not, I have no idea, but the most important part, Phantom Lancer does end up dying. G Arena with another buyback, but they're doing the damage. They find the Zayats, they will find G as well. This is going to turn into full 5-man wipe. Navi, somehow they have some life left in them. They used 3 buybacks. Phantom Lancer, he died back for this. He's not gonna be rejoining this fight for another 90 seconds, so it's gonna be down to Darkseid as well as Viper buyback. Are they strong enough to repel this long enough?
I don't think they are.
Can Navi go tier 4s?
I guess you could say that fight was a bloodbath. Yeah?
It really was.
Huh?
It really was. Navi now claiming the mid-racks at the very least. Yeah, they make the call. They're trying to end this right now. 25 seconds of Disruptor is the next one. Coming back, there is a fortification available. They will use it now, but
it's not enough.
Hard to walk across this here. No wall to help this. And now the control up on the Viper gonna BKB off, but they don't even care. They're just finishing up the Angels. Kills me nothing. Throne means everything. And now V will be your PGL CIS qualifier finalists.
Navi is back, everybody.
You ruined it, Neff. Why did you have to ruin it? You ruined the moment!
It's necessary. Then the